Everybody, and welcome back. Oh, I just whacked my lamp. Hello. I'm Cam Christo. This is Stellaris First Contact. Let's play another edited series. So this time, we're going to be going more on the friendly side of things. Say hello to the Holy Union. Look at that face. Isn't that a face you can only love? We are going to be an imperial theocratic monarchy. We are repugnant and unruly, but venerable, with spliced adaptability and augmented intelligence. We are xenophilic militarist spiritualists. We have an efficient bureaucracy, and we are ascensionists. Of course, we are this lovely little molluscoid chappy here. This is who we're going to be playing, and we're going to be playing in a huge galaxy, but with aggressively turned down logistical growth ceiling and aggressively turned up growth scaling. The idea here is to have a bigger map, which with more room to grow and expand and do stuff, but still relatively good performance by crushing the number of people that we have, the number of pops that would exist, because pops are the main driver of late game lag, as I understand it. We're playing with slightly more habitable worlds than normal, 2 guaranteed habitable worlds, random placement, 5 times the normal pre-FTL civilizations and pre-Sapient, just so we can experience a bunch of the first contact content. 0.75 hyperplane density as normal. I put slightly more wormhole pairs in, because I didn't find any last game, so I'd like to find a few more of those. 1 times tech or tradition costs. Which obviously, combined with this means we're going to progress through the techs a lot slower because we'll have a lot less pops. Let's say 18 AI empires, no advanced AI starts. I like symmetrical starts, even if it's not symmetrical. We're going to have 3 fallen empires. Well, let's go 4 fallen empires. 1 marauder empire, because I just like dealing with marauders all at once rather than having a multiple to keep track of. 1.25 crisis strength. We're going to have all of the crises firing in any order. We're going on Grand Admiral. Grand Admiral is the highest difficulty setting. Last time we played on Admiral, and it was pretty tough. So Grand Admiral, even tougher, but I have a whole bunch more mods, and I suspect I'm going to be better at managing the new modded content than the AI is. So I figure we bump the difficulty up 1 setting. I have literally never played Stellaris on Grand Admiral. And yeah, scaling up to the late game to try and keep up with the fact that the player also tends to scale, basically. Mid-game is 2400, end-game is 2600, no victory year, not Iron Man, normal aggressiveness, and let's get into the game. And once again, I will... actually, one more thing I should mention, which is that we are using a bunch of mods. I'll tell you more about them as they arise, but we're using planetary diversity this time, which means there's going to be a whole load of different planets around the place, and we're going to start on the super habitable world, which will be fun. And the idea is it's super habitable because we just want everyone to come and live with us on our beautiful, super habitable, holy world. And we're going to attempt to get everyone in the galaxy living in marvelous harmony under the Holy Union, based on Berlik, our planet, with the Verka species. So we'll save that. Hit done. Make sure things didn't change on here. This all looks right to me. And now let's get into what is definitely the first time I ever press play. Okay, so here we are. It actually was the first time I hit play. We are going to go with the UI Overhaul Dynamic Repeatable Ascension technology, but only 4 times, which means we can get 4 additional Ascension perks from tech. And the gigastructure settings are going to be very similar to how we set them in the last game. That is not these. Oh yes, and I want to fight Eternum. Anyway, I'll set these up and then I'll show you what settings we're going with in the Gigastructures mod, which is the main kind of big change mod that we're running this time. Okay, cool, all set. So we are going to have a simultaneous build cap, meaning you have to work to get super tensile materials to build superstructures, gigastructures and megastructures and kilostructures. We are not going to have these 2, the Blockats and the Cats and Imperium are turned off, just because I think they look kind of odd. We are going to guaranteed have a Eternum in the Galactic Core, which is going to be fun, because we saw them last series, but then never actually got to, fight them. I've turned off the Megastructure Influence upkeep, because influence to me is... I don't really see the connection, basically, between influence and that. We're already paying for it for building megastructures in alloys and in super tensile materials and stuff, so that seems fine to me. You can have an infinite number of any superstructure, sorry, gigastructure or megastructure or kilostructure except interstellar assemblies, because I think once you'd built like 3 interstellar assemblies, everyone in the world would just love you forever. Seems more broken to me than the idea of you being able to have 2 mega shipyards, because of course you should have 2 mega shipyards. Like, that seems obvious. So all of these are infinite. You can pause and take a look at these settings more comprehensively if you'd like. But there we go. And our starting world is size 32, which is kind of insane. I think it's because it's super habitable, maybe? Does it say, like, modifiers from this super habitable? Oh, everything costs more, habitability down a bit, but max districts up, pop growth speed up. Nice. I've never played, I think I haven't played with planetary diversity, whatever it's called, before, so this would be fun. We also have, lush, super habitable, more mining, agriculture, and generated districts. Very good fun. So the other thing we have enabled, mods-wise, and the mod list should be in the description. I know I said that last time and it wasn't. That's because it was broken last time. You don't want that mod list. So this mod list will be in the description. For those of you that are curious, I'll also put it on screen now. Here it is. It's this list here. We have these 19. Feel free to pause and read. And then these bunch as well. We've got 31 mods. This is a mod I've made. I haven't uploaded it yet. I may at some point upload it. It just gets rid of the button to go back to the system screen, because the game clearly assumes that like this is the default screen, and it's not. This is the default. So I do almost all of my gameplay from this screen. So I don't want a button telling me to go back to the other screen on this one. Great. What else should I tell you about? Yes, so there's a very cool mod around leaders. So check this out. How do I open it again? I think I go edicts. Oh yeah, and technology's on F5. Oh, it's amazing. There's another mod. So we have the ruler focus menu. Check this thing out. We have like a skill tree for our rulers. It's really good fun. So you generate idea points and execution points. You have a charisma level, an affair level, and an inspire level, and you can spec into those 3 things. The more charisma you have, the more execution points you generate. The more affair level you have, the more direction capabilities you have, I guess. A new set of ruler campaigns will be listed in 19 months, along with 1 skill point. Okay, that's also how you gain skill points, it seems. An inspiration level gives you idea points. And then these are ruler focuses, foci. So we can focus on different things. You can favor different things. And right now we have 2 focus direction capabilities, which assume it means we can focus on 2 things. I'm not sure exactly how all this works, as will be, very obvious. But yes, when you favor, so you have to spend idea points to unlock campaigns, and then there are focus directions, and they're like, they're kind of like little trees within it that teach you different things and give you different bonuses and stuff like this. And it seems really cool. And it's not just rulers. There's also special stuff for scientists. You can see each scientist has a level. Whoa, this guy's really good. Nice. I didn't realize that. He has 94 score in society. As you can see, we started with one who's quite good at engineering, one at society, and one at physics. The physics one is actually... No, we didn't get a physics one, because it's partly based on their traits. And then when you get to level 5, you get a research core. And I have no idea what that does. That seems fun, though. I'm looking forward to unlocking that. There's also changes to admirals. They likewise have special strategies, and they can unlock a strategic and tactic menu. Should be, if you're doing strategic, it should be tactical. But anyway, so that's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to playing around with that. Are there other ones? Yes, governors. Governors also have it. So he is a hedonist, making more amenities from jobs. Cool, interesting. And there's other things, like as your leaders level up, you can give them new traits and new focuses and things like that, which is awesome. And we can also do ruler campaigns, as you can see, which cost, what do they cost? Right, they cost execution points, which your ruler generates depending on their charisma. So there's loads of cool stuff to be done in this mod, and I really hope the mod doesn't just break. One can but hope. I've done what I can to try and make sure it's all compatible, but we will see. And then the other big mod I've got is I've done this. Now, yes, stay with me here. This looks horrendously broken, and it kind of is, but we are playing on the highest difficulty. And the AI gets access to it all too. So we can unlock all of the traditions. the way that with this particular number of slots, this is basically you can get all of the vanilla ones, assuming you can only get one of the 3 that you get from Ascension perks, basically. So we can get all of the traditions, but of course the Unity cost will still scale. So to unlock the last one of the last one we pick, it's going to take an incredibly long time. But this makes this a choice less about choosing which 7 you want and more about which order you want them, which I like. And then Ascension perks, we're not going to have this many Ascension perks, but we will have 1 per tradition tree we fill out, plus 4 from a repeatable tech, which should mean we end up with this many, which is, I think, might be almost all of them. But again, this is about letting us get them in a particular order rather than choosing which we need to. And, you know, because I think mapping out which you want for the whole game is not as fun as like, okay, what do I need? What do I need now? It seems more enjoyable to me. But anyway, this is a big reason why I have raised the difficulty level, because I think this is going to be very powerful and in our favor. It is also going to mean, though, that eventually all the AI will have all of the Ascension perks, which is going to make for some interesting scenarios. It means everyone's going to have the Ascension perk that means their star base is super strong, for example. So it's going to be challenging, to say the least, if we are to carry our holy message of unity and brotherhood to the stars, which is, of course, our goal. So without too much further ado, I'm trying to think, are there any other big ones that I want to mention? I don't think so. Oh yes, worth mentioning, we are going to go biological gene manipulation again. I was thinking maybe of doing psionics, but no, we're going to go gene manipulation again, which I think is going to be really good fun, because I really like making like custom species to do particular jobs and then having planets just full of species doing like the optimum job on that planet. It's really good fun. So we're going to do that. But without further ado, I'm going to dive in. I will get back to you when the first kind of interesting events and things start kicking off. We look to have a kind of nice little core section and then 3 points of access to the galaxy. So hopefully we actually do have access to the galaxy, unlike last series, where we immediately got stuck behind like 8,000 fleet power that we had to bust our way out of. So we shall see. Now this seems like a very strong start. So we've immediately found, first off, in Hellsmoor, there is a ruined science nexus, which means we're going to be able to get a megastructure within our borders very quickly, which means we'll have a much higher chance of that tech appearing. Secondly, we got these 2 habitable worlds here, neither looking too habitable, but we are more adaptable than we could be, so we might be able to go and inhabit them. But then, down here in Orim, we have Orim 3, 4, and 5, and Orim 4 is a Bronze Age pre-FTL world, which means we're going to be able to survey them and potentially, you know, infiltrate their government and try and guide their technological advancement so they can one day be uplifted to join the spacefaring species of the galaxy, of whom, of course, we would be delighted to have them amongst us, which is very good. We also have a large continental world here that we can colonize, and an Arctic world here, which we should also probably be able to colonize, given, again, our increased adaptability. But all the worlds here are big. This one is 20, 20, and 19. Very, very nice system to find early on. So I'm very happy about that. Plus, Class A star, which is one of the larger ones, I think, in terms of output from megastructures. This also looks like a big star, so I'm hoping that might be a Class O star, which I think is the biggest ones. Yeah, all in all, so far, pretty strong start. Things are looking good for the Holy Union. Well, no great change from the last campaign here. Our precursors are once again the Granur, which is good because that means we're going to be able to make free Gaia worlds. And this time we'll be uplifting old, whatever they're called, Granu, pops into a welcoming species rather than immediately nerve stapling them, which will be much less depressing. So that's good. But yeah, that's very good to know. So we have a archaeology site. I think that was in this system that we're going to be able to explore. Very nice indeed. Hey, it is an O-class star. Nice. So we have a perfect place for a massive megastructure, which we will construct there in due course. Exquisite. I'm going to continue exploring around, finding stuff, and then picking where to survey. Another tepid world. Not perfect. I think tepid worlds are dry. I can see this one here, so we can see which class it is. Or maybe I can't. I'm pretty sure it's. I'm pretty sure they're dry class, which is not ideal. We want wet class worlds for our species, given that we are on a wet, super habitable world. The 32 size early on is crazy good. I'm very happy about that. It might be, though, that these are not my habitable worlds. Maybe if you go super habitable, you don't get habitable worlds to compensate for the fact that it's freaking huge. But yeah, we'll see, I guess. Interesting. So actually, we've turned up the pre-FTL and pre-sapient species so much that, yeah, all 3 of these bodies have people on them already. There's pre-sapients here, and there's rulers and stuff here, which is pretty cool. I don't know why. It's just occurred to me, this is not a sensible logo for a pre-sapient species. People were definitely sapient by the time they had crossbows. But anyway, so hopefully we're going to uplift them in the fullness of time. But lots of species already coming into our empire, which is good, because that means we can get a diversity of different types of workers and specialists and stuff before we're able to fully gene mod them, which is going to be very, very useful. Ooh, okay, so this is the first time this has happened. Our governor of our sector has enough experience and is ready to master an ability. Look at this! How cool is all the custom UIs that people have built for Stellaris? I'm so impressed. Okay, so there's different levels. There's 2 different things of levels. There's abilities and direction, it seems like. And at different levels, you achieve increased levels of your direction. And the direction is random on hiring, and the abilities you can pick. Okay. So he can have a Holy Union, govern against 4 experience per month. Or each leader in the country provides 0.2 monthly experience. Or every time an alien ship enters any system of the sector, +1 experience. Okay, we're definitely going to go with 4 experience per month for now. But that seems really good. He's going to start leveling up fast. He's getting 4 experience a month. Nice. Good. So he'll keep progressing. And we'll keep giving him more planets. Hopefully, we're expanding out here just as soon as we can finish surveying this system. Interesting. Oh, I didn't mention we also have 8 more building slots. You can do way more than this with mods, but I thought 12 felt very restrictive. I think 20 is a good number for me anyway. Because we're super habitable, we have other buildings we can do. Evolution laboratories, farm network, and high gravity foundries. Ooh, that one's pretty good. You get some more, you get more alloys out of your metallurgists. Cool. Also, there's this naval office, which might be because of one of my traditions or something. I'm not quite sure what that's causing that. We are also already down on amenities because my guys are so bad at making amenities, which is not good. But yeah, first things first, we need to get some more labs going so we can start cranking out some more science. But yeah, look at the size of this planet. It's fantastic. It's going to be extremely beneficial to have this huge capital world that we can pile people into. Going to be good. It's a good start. I'm feeling good about this campaign. I'm feeling good. Ooh, I think this is from Planetary Diversity. We have found the Archive, being defended by 6,000 fleet power. And these look like unique districts to me. It is the Archive. It has, whoa, 36 building slots? Maybe it tells you however many it gives you here, even if it's not plus 36. But that's a little insane if it really is. A purpose-built moon-shaped supercomputer. Holy hell. We have to try and make sure we're the ones that get our hands on that. But yeah, exploration so far. No major choke points. We're moving past everything. I mean, by choke points, I mean actual like blockers. Feeling pretty good so far. Interesting. A spark of light. So this is while your researchers are continuously researching, which I think is partly a system to motivate you to stop switching them out, because sometimes you would just switch out to make sure you always had the right expertise. This guy just has a eureka moment. Eureka, we gain a research option, the amoeba breeding program. So if we just let these passively tick up, we essentially get the effect of having more like permanently unlocked ones. So if I try to change research now, yeah, so amoeba research is in here in addition to the 4 that we have options for, and I assume it'll stay there even if I don't choose it. So if we let these researchers keep ticking over, basically eventually we'll get more and more and more choice as to what researchers we get. That's a really cool system. Or alternatively, we have a policy, I think, that switches it. Not that one. I think there's a way to change it so that instead of doing that, here we go. Eureka linearization. Not everyone prepares the breakthrough way. Sometimes it's best to stick to the road. Head researchers always give half the year of corresponding research points instead of research options. So you can instead take more research rather than more options. I'm going to stick with more options for now, but that's a really cool mechanic. I'm very impressed by this leader mod. I haven't kind of got into modding Stellaris for a while, and by modding in this case I mean, you know, using mods, not making them. I'm really impressed with what people have made. It's a good time. Well, that's a shame. I've discovered the first problem with the First Contact DLC. So I'm building a spy network. My spy just got arrested and executed, and they are completely unaware of my presence. So they didn't really think about the interactions between the spy system and pre-FTL civilizations in terms of the events, unfortunately. But it's not the end of the world. I just thought I'd mention it. Jesus Christ. All right, there's a lot going on in this system. Look at this. There's a ruined stellar habitat, a ruined Kugelblitz containment silo. What the heck is that? An antique capital. Ooh, we got 3,500 society research. Jesus Christ. And a ruined orchid complex. Stellar ring habitat. An orchid complex. Vast laboratories and weather manipulators. Ooh, that's cool. And then a containment site. Used to house an artificial singularity. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Unfortunately, this is a long way away because I'm just exploring out into the world. But still, pretty cool. Ah, some ancient mining drones stopping us progressing further there. Fair enough. Well, things were going really well, but this is a bit of a setback. Here we have the Duran Cabal, who are hegemonic imperialists. They're authoritarian militarists. They don't like us, and they killed 2 of my scientists even before we made contact with them. They have 1,000 fleet power. We have 1,000 fleet power, and I'm going to do what I can to build up and take this system, because this has an oasis world. It has a petrified woods world. It has a frozen tidally locked world. There's all kinds of stuff in here that we want. It's also a key choke point. If we hold it, they can't come further south without going a very long way around. So we are probably going to do an early war, which is something I haven't done in a long time in Stellaris. So we're going to rapidly try and continue militarizing our economy, getting as much power as we can, so we can try and boot them out of this world. But straight up, I have no intention of hiding my goals here. I'm claiming that world, and I'm claiming it now. Okay, well, I've created a new Corvette design. It's all armor and lasers, and the idea behind this design is it's got good tracking, so it's good at fighting fellow Corvettes, which is what I assume they must have. And it's all armor because it's designed to just win one battle and then go and repair, basically. So we get more health for our buck if we go with armor rather than shields. And I think I am going to declare war almost immediately. I'm going to get like one more ship, and then we're going in, because I think our best chance comes from getting them right now, seizing this station, and then using it defensively to hold them off. But I'm not that confident, so we'll see how this goes. Oh, it's gonna be really close. They have like the same power as me, but the station has at least come online. So let's back up and hope the station absorbs a tiny bit of the damage early on. We're also damaged, but I don't really see any. There's a couple of people who are a tiny bit down on armor. But I think we might be able to pull this off. It's going to be close. Are there any edicts I can use to help? Not really, because you haven't got the special gear yet. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Let's see. We got a general, got a fire speed rate, got another fire rate. Bonus. They've laid claim to one of my systems. Here they come. I'm hopeful that my ships are better because they've gone with shields. Okay. Oh, hello. The Free Boshan Union. Hello, hello. Would you like to join a war with me? Yes! Okay, this is a very compatible group set of things here. Oh, you know what else we can do? Ah, damn, we can't switch off it yet. I was going to say, does belligerent give... No, just war exhaustion. Okay, so they're attacking the station. So now I move in. The idea is I move in, and their first wave goes on the station, whereas my first wave goes into their fleet. And we got some reinforcements. They're taking some early casualties. It's looking pretty good. Most of them are just disengaging. We haven't lost any ships yet, though. Nice! Nice. They didn't lose any ships, but still, we drove them off. So now we have to dart home, repair, and then come back again real quick before they can get juiced up. That's the idea, at least. And we should probably start building our second fleet as soon as possible. It's a close one. It's going well so far, though. This is less good. My reinforcements are en route, but they're probably not going to get here in time. But the station has more armor this time. And again, the first volley of their weaponry went immediately on this. Oh, nice. A bunch of them immediately just fled. Nice. Okay, it looks like we're still going to win. Hopefully we get lucky and get some kills. No, they retreated. Oh, they got a kill. They got a kill and we lost. We killed nothing. Damn. Now we have to go home to repair again. Yes, I'm immediately detecting the flaw in my plan. I guess I should probably upgrade this station. But now I'm going to need more alloys. I don't want to be buying more alloys. We have a problem. Yeah, the price of alloys is getting high in this new crisis reality that we find ourselves in. Shouldn't have built the second construction ship, probably. I really want to get this Gaia world, and I also really want to go south before we figure out who these Gaia aliens are in the south. Although that can't be a... No, okay, good. So we know that at least that's not an extra alien civilization down in the south. Yeah, you come survey this. So I'm trying to survey such that I can start colonizing up here. But yeah, this war is tricky, especially since, annoyingly, we appear to be gaining more from attrition than them, but they are gaining more from space battles and occupation, so we're narrowly in the lead. But it's close. Okay, new lasers though. That's certainly going to help. Now we're up to 2,000 total fleet power, and shortly I'll have the fleet capacity to merge these two fleets. Almost. So that's pretty good. We're getting there now. Yes, we've taken the lead. We're coming down here with 2,080. We have nearly 2,300 now. That puts us in the lead. We did just take some damage though, fighting some people. So we might lose this system temporarily. Well, no, let's take the fight. If they're willing to come and take this fight, which they shouldn't really. Let's just lower that. Oh, oops, I'll raise that all the way up. Keep getting reinforcements in here at best pace. They're coming in at half health, half armor. The apostates are after our spaceport. How dare they? Launch in. Yep, they waste their first wave once again. Yep, insta retreat. Still no losses. Oh, damn, they have destroyers though. That's not great. Let's have these guys go repair. Problem is, they might win this war. I think we have to like push further because I think they're going to win this war. Yeah, let's while they're on the back foot, let's push a bit. And potentially, I should also be claiming some more of these systems in the south. Obviously, us being in a war makes it more expensive, but yeah, I don't think we can really afford to do that. Put here. Anyway, I'll worry about that in a second. Yeah, I mean, it's... Whoa, what's all this? Why are there notifications on, like, every world? That's weird. Wonder if that'll go away. Anyway, you, chappy, what have you done? Okay, good. Let's have you keep surveying around here, please. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because I think it's because they're... Well, no. Why are they using... I don't understand why I'm taking more attrition than them. Right, we have never been occupied, and we've won all of the battles we've ever been in. But we can almost settle the status quo, which I suppose is, you know, good enough. Yes, we should also look into their debris. That's true. Get some tech off them that way. Nice. Oh, look! It's Sol! I didn't notice. That's cool. Are they inhabiting it already? No, someone is inhabiting it, though. Oh, I think the humans are inhabiting it, because they have a... I think, yeah, human society. Sol exists with humans on it. That's cool. Hopefully we can uplift them to be part of our empire. That'd be fun. I'm hoping I can push them to status quo by just taking a bunch of their systems without losing any ships. And it looks like we are going to be able to do that fairly easily. And the other advantage is that this trains up our admirals, which is useful. Oh, cloning research option. Nice. We do want that. Ooh, sorry, all kinds of stuff popping up. But yeah, that's the idea right now. We're going to push them to status quo, which we've done. So I might as well just occupy a few more systems for the XP. And then we'll just take status quo, steal this system. And then I really should steal this system as well, shouldn't I? Yeah. Anyway, let me just deal with this. What's this? Unity or Xenophile and Pop Happiness for 5 years. I will take the Unity. That's a lot of Unity. And they are... We successfully implicated them in a plot. The Free Union. Who's that? Oh, it's these guys. Oh, that's annoying. I thought you might be friendly. Unless they're cordial. We could do a research agreement with them. Let's do an embassy at least. Anyway, I mean, because these guys could obviously be a powerful ally against the Cabal, but we will see. We'll see where we go with that. And there's our fleet limit upgrade. Nice. Next. Ooh, satisfying insults. That's fun. Available envoys up. And insulting... Oh, I think these are from the... I think we've gained these from the insights, our observation insights. Cool. Let's get cloning going for sure. And then, yes, I would like to claim this system. That way we can build 2 space stations here and here to provide a bulwark against them in the future. Which would be good. Plus, it means we get to deny them this this system and the science they're in, which would be good. I mean, is there any... Well, actually, does it make sense to claim the system? Yeah, I think I am going to. Yeah, I've changed my mind. Excuse me, I've changed my mind. We're not going to claim this system. I'm going to use the influence to instead roar over towards this Gaia world and make sure we have some left over. I don't know why all these worlds are highlighted like this. Hopefully it will go away soon. But yeah, I'm just going to settle the status quo. We'll steal Trappist from them, which I think is probably the best way to go here. And then we'll hope to get this station as well. But yes, we accept this for now. But there is a world in there, the Petrified Woods world, that we want to colonize immediately. So we will do that. And then, yeah, get this one surveyed. And also now their borders are open. Ah, yes, we should definitely rival them. Okay. And we should now work on getting tech on them so we can know how powerful they are, which will in the future allow us to, you know, judge when we should go to war with them. The fact that they have no planets in this whole region now, though, is good for us. They're also very much locked out of going this way, which I hadn't noticed earlier. That's actually really good. That means that we should be able to be the ones that get this system in the fullness of time. And then, yeah, meanwhile, making friends with these guys, which is going pretty well so far. We don't know like anything about them yet, which is why we can't tell what these treaties are going to do. But yeah, setting up a bunch of these treaties with them, I think, is going to be good. They're friendly and inferior on tech, which is already a great start. And then we can get them in hopefully into a federation pretty soon. I'm going to try to rush towards that. We didn't get a federation started in the last one. I think getting a federation done, we will want to try and kind of dominate our federation, but we will see how that goes. Okay, here's another person we've met. Another potential ally. Fanatic spiritualist militarist. Obviously kind of an aggressive type, but then so are we. So this is a potential friend. They are... Yeah, let's switch over who we're improving relations with. And then we don't really need to be... the spy network on the primitives. I don't think we really need that, though, do we? We can increase their awareness. And we can indoctrinate their society. We should try. I think it'd be kind of fun to do this, but it costs influence, is the thing. But I would like them to come around to our point of view. But the thing is, it's a long time before it matters. Because, I mean, they're still in the Bronze Age, so let's just recall that. Recall him for now. We can use him somewhere else to greater effect, I think. So this guy, how about a trade deal? You want to learn about some communications? How about you give me a favor? They do not like that. They don't want to give me anything because they're so suspicious. All right, well, this game started well. I've wanted it to continue well. I don't want us to get too hemmed in again. We need to keep the Dirham cartel on the back foot. It's really important. If we can do that, we should be in a good place. Ooh, a dry super habitable world over here. 35 size! Holy hell! Fantastic. Annoyingly, they're going to get this system ahead of us. I should have stayed in the war so I could kill their people coming to build there for longer. But oh well. We'll build a new spaceport here and we'll have one here as well. Or maybe we'll just go here and here. No, because then Heldsmoor would be under threat. So yeah, I'll build one here as well. And then at least we'll be kind of covered from that direction. But yeah, we need to keep militarizing because they are they're a threat that's not going away. How long is our truce? Until 34. It's 9 years, and then we need to go to war with them again. And ideally, of course, these guys will aid us. And it's possible we can even get them under our thumb by then. Let's... Yeah, no, don't... I shouldn't have done that. I need these guys to like me more so that we can try and get a federation done with them pronto, but we'll see. What? Oh dear. The people we were making friendly inroads with just got destroyed by these lithonoids. Lithioids, I suppose. That's not ideal. I did not expect that. Well, let's make some diplomatic overtures to them instead, I guess. At least it means I'm probably going to be able to get access to these worlds, these systems here. But I did not expect to already see someone get wiped off the face of the map. That's quite dramatic. Nice. Here we go. We've successfully got these guys happy enough with us, despite the fact that we grabbed that wet super habitable world just in time, by the way. Very happy about that. That we are able to form a federation. If we do Galactic Union, that is. If we can do Galactic Union or a Martial Alliance. And obviously what we want in the fullness of time is hegemony, but we don't need to worry about that right now. We'll need to become an authoritarian and become much stronger than all other members of the Confederation first. You can switch what a Confederation is, I think. We'll see. Anyway, do you want to be a Martial Alliance? You get starting experience and ship build speed. Or Galactic Union, divergent ethics cause a problem. Less of a problem. Let's be a Martial Alliance. Sure. Oh, we actually don't need it for... Don't need to use our favor for Martial Alliance. That's good. Let's do... Oh, no, sorry. Oh, yeah, no, we don't. Okay. Yeah, cool. Give me a Martial Alliance. Let's do it. With a random name. A new federation. Oh, wow. We met everyone they know as well. Gosh, there's a lot of them. Oh, okay. The people that were here didn't just die entirely. We're going to be very friendly with everyone. Although, actually, I guess we shouldn't be friendly with people who are xenophobic. This will mean that they have a harder time spying on us. Hive Mind will be friendly with them. Curator Order, good to know. We have the speed dial mod now, by the way, so I can just click here to find to talk directly to people. Very handy. A trader, another Hive Mind. Okay, good to know. But yeah, now we're in a federation. And the federation is right now losing XP because low fleet contribution, 2 members, diverse ethics. All right, because I have 1 ethic that they don't have. Right. Still, that's pretty good. And if we assign envoys and stuff, we can fix that up. We don't need to be improving relations with them anymore. Much. Let's send this guy in, and then hopefully they send at least someone. We're the president. Here are the members. So how do you... Yes, you can change the type. Okay, cool. But they'd have to accept it in order to change it. So we'll need to get much, much stronger than them before that's going to be possible. But that's very good. That means they will come in and aid us in our next war. Marvelous news. And of course we can now start working on seeing who else we can potentially persuade to join. Nice, okay. I was trying to add these guys to our federation, but I've just realized they've actually fallen so far behind. We can make them a protectorate, which is pretty cool. So I think they get an advantage from this tech-wise, but we don't actually have to give them any tech, which is pretty good. So let's have them join our defensive conflict, and I'll join their defensive conflicts. Unified sensors, they're not so happy on the loyalty just because our current relations, but it will tick up over time, so that's fine. Could we game it by giving them loads of strategic resources? We have none? No. And we could also ask for some of their resources, but we should probably do that, actually. That's not really ticking up fast enough, is it? Let's go with this. Yeah, they get 80% tech cost down. That's pretty crazy. We get some unity, and obviously we get them in our defensive conflicts. So let's do it. Also, yeah, that will force them. Love is music. Is friendship set to music? And we all share the same divine heritage. So that should, I think, force us to add them in here. Yeah, even though this guy didn't want to add them. Now they're here anyway. And they will always vote with me, which means if I keep adding in more subjects, I can always have the majority vote in the Federation. Nice. We should probably still improve relations with them a bit, because they are disloyal right now. But their opinion is improving, so that's okay. We have very positive relations, it's just that this is negative. But its monthly change is extremely good. Nice, and we are, it looks like, going to be able to get this Gaia world here. I'm just rushing this guy around without even building stuff to try and yoink all these systems. There's FTLs, pre-FTLs in this system, as well as a archaeological site. There's megastructures here, and we're rushing over towards this Gaia world. It's all kind of coming up us right now. Now the difficulty is to go to war with these guys. We need a good war goal. They're obviously never going to accept becoming a subject. I mean, we could just yoink a couple of systems off them, but where's the fun in that? Oh crap! We just hit a consumer goods deficit, and we're about to hit more. Cancel these. That's not ideal. Oh yes, and there's a huge plague going on one of the pre-FTLs, but we're just kind of watching it happen and going like, yes, interesting, society research. So it's kind of horrifying, but it's useful, so that's good. And yeah, the observation insights seem really, really powerful. Some of the techs are really good, like this one, empire size from districts and district cost down 30%, crazy good. Plus, each of them give you just a little bit of envoys, so once we stack up a bunch of them, we're going to have tons of new envoys, which is very cool. But yeah, all going fairly well at the moment. Can't really complain. So I just get my subject to vote in favor of changing it to a 40-year succession term, meaning it's not going to be this guy's turn for like 40 years, by which point I'm hopefully going to be strong enough to subjugate them, is the idea. That we just kick them out and then subjugate them. Nice. Oh, I didn't expect that. The plague actually killed all of them. And they also have stellar culture shock, apparently. I mean, we got a lot of society research out of it, but that's a shame. They're all dead. Well, we better try and take care of our others better. We have some up here and some down here. I guess we better try and keep them alive for longer. Hey, our second species. We got some Caravaneers who have joined us here. And we're going to make them cheerful, even though I am going to keep them as residents for now. And maybe we keep everyone as residents. Maybe we're still just as domineering as the last season series. We're just, kind of shifty about it. But because I don't really want them to be leaders, these Caravaneers, because they're not very good pops. But yeah, things going okay. Working our way through. I just grabbed the first Federation one from diplomacy, and now we're working our way through genetics. I'm not going to bother actually modifying until we have all of the perks. But once we do, oh baby, that's when we can start to kick into the specialization zone. Our economy is really struggling just because I'm trying to really push it. You know, we have a lot of these kind of new colonies which are doing, you know, not much at the moment, but in the fullness of time, that's going to mean we have a lot more pops. How are we doing pops-wise versus versus the galaxy? Ooh, if the window will open. There we go. Jesus Christ, 100, 200? Oh, you must be the Fallen Empire. Okay. So where are we? We're here. Okay, we're not doing amazing. What is that? Sulfur preference. Not doing amazing. I know you're an AI, a normal AI. I know you're a normal AI as well. Okay, so we're actually not doing amazing on that. How about score-wise? Let's have a look. Yeah, okay, on score we're doing pretty well. The Federation is giving us a lot of points. And our economy is not amazing compared to some of them. But hopefully, I think one of the things that we do that the AI doesn't is specialize. Once our worlds stop being, you know, empty and start being more specialized, I think then we're going to start to find ourselves in a better position. We're also frantically building out. We built out very aggressively rather than kind of consolidating all the resources in our worlds, because obviously I was in a hurry to try and make sure we were the ones that actually grabbed all these systems. But now we can pivot to actually, you know, taking charge of making sure everything's built up properly, which will be useful and should salvage the economy somewhat. See, now this is what I'm talking about. Subjects left, right, and center. I have made both of these guys, this guy and this guy now, the Empire and the State have both become scholorums, which means we're getting, as you can see, oh baby, almost half our research from these two. Plus, we should get scholorum bonus here as well, I think, or is it maybe on the actual researcher pop? I'm not sure where it shows up, but I think you get 10% flat across the board per scholorum research speed, which is pretty freaking good. They are going to be a little unhappy with us because of our divided attention. These guys, this little titchy one province FTL people rose up and took to the skies, and they're really mad at me because our ethics don't agree. But I just yoinked them as a protectorate anyway. So yeah, there we go. 3 subjects. Federation keeps getting its cohesion crushed, of course, because I keep adding new people. But that's okay. I'm not sure if I try to switch it, it says they'll say no, but I'm pretty sure none of them, like we have non-independent diplomacy on all of them, so they should have to vote my way. But we'll see. But yeah, if we can raise Federation cohesion enough, they would vote for it anyway. So we should be able to make it a Dominion in the fullness of time. Right, new day. This, by the way, is the latest fashion item. Oh, my shoulders are killing me, just in case you were curious. So, we are continuing to do observations, and this DLC really feels kind of powerful. And Stellaris is not a game that's at all balanced, in my opinion, especially when you mod it to hell like I have. So I don't mind that at all, that this seems really powerful. Yeah, I keep accidentally getting food shortages by forgetting to buy more food, but we're fixing that, We're getting a bunch of orbital hydroponics farms and things, and we're fixing it up. But anyway, what I wanted to point out is now is where the economy really starts to kick into gear, because we are assembling. Every planet we have just doubled its pop output per month, which obviously, you know, we're playing on a game with some pretty severely restricted pop growth modifiers and logistical growth. So we're just trying to crank on the pop assembly as much as we can, see if we can catch up to the rest of the galaxy. Our subjects remain pretty loyal. We have had some slight loyalty problems because the game lies to you about what the term negotiation is going to be, because annoyingly the monthly loyalty it shows here is only from terms, which is very unhelpful. You have to then factor in how their opinion and things is going to relate to it and their ethics compatibility, which causes issues. But I'm getting it under control We have some troops that are going to land on these guys' world, and considering I have the Overlord garrison here, that will mean that we can get plus 1.5 monthly loyalty, which will just put them positive. And look at this. They're giving us 6 alloys, 40 consumer goods, hundreds of basic resources, and science. And these guys are very much the same, giving us huge quantities of stuff, which is awesome. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go out here and try and vassalize people, get them to feed us all of their materials as we prepare for war. So far, we're doing pretty well score-wise. There are 4. We're top score-wise, but it's worth noting that Federation and Subject Empires, I feel like, dramatically over-raise your score. Although looking at tech level, we look to be ahead on tech. But the thing is, you can never get complacent. That's one of the things I like about scaling difficulty. The AI is only going to get stronger as the game goes on, and we know that at the Galactic Core lies the Eternum, who we'll have to deal with. So, you know, there's no such thing as an easy run with these settings, I think. Coming up next, the Liberation of Sol seems fun. They have actually fully colonized it now. So I would love to liberate Sol and have uplift the humans into my empire. That seems like that would be cool. And yes, our Federation is now finally gaining loads of XP. I've assigned a bunch of envoys to it, so we're going to start ticking through this. And then we can also start looking at potentially researching some other levels. So they're all at minus 40 right now. I can't remember if you can use... Cohesion is only giving us plus 30. That's kind of annoying. That could be a problem. But anyway, we should be able to... Once we get to level 2, we can go to challenge. And people will be able to force it through. Because obviously we have the majority... Like 4 out of 5 of the people in the Federation are my subjects, or me. So yeah, we're going to go to challenge, which means they're not gonna challenge us. I mean, obviously they're inferior, and we have loads of subjects to help us. So hopefully that means we will be permanently the head of the Federation. At which point we can start tweaking things to our will. We have, as you can see, about 20 years before we need to get it to challenge. Otherwise, it might rotate off us. Now, of course, because we can vote down any policy they make, that's okay, but we want to ideally switch it to a 10-year succession term just before they get it. So I'm keeping my eye on the clock. When it gets to 70, that's when we have to switch it over, before 70, in fact, ideally. And then if they do get it off us, they only get it for 10 years, which would be good. And yes, diplomatic vote weight is something else we'll want to push for pretty quickly. But yeah, all in all, Federation's going well, Subject's going well, First Contact going well, playing with all the new mechanics, and by new I mean like last 3.5 years or something, and it's it's going good. These guys are a little troubling. I need to spy on them more, but they are Fanatic Purifiers, and so we should probably do a little purification. Don't worry about these commands, by the way, that's just when I was testing the mod. Clearly I haven't spent 100 million Unity in this game, but yeah, we're just testing out what happened. Just make sure it worked if you filled out all these slots before the game started. It's interesting that the console commands last... Like, I've restarted the game since then, haven't I? Maybe I haven't. I probably should. Anyway, yeah, the Fanatic Purifiers and these guys are my current concerns. And then we're trying to chum up with this... this hive mind. I'm hopeful we can kind of enclose them. These guys are prospective members of the Federation eventually, maybe. They do have a pretty serious disconnect with us in that they are authoritarian, but that's not a total deal breaker, and they're inferior as well. In fact, they're not at war right now. Can we get them to be a subject? Not quite, because of distance. Okay, but if I could take this system, ho ho ho, the vassal swarm may be able to grow. I need to investigate this system and this system. There's obviously going to be hostile AI there, but if we can kill the hostile AI, then settle it, then they'll be willing to accept vassalization. Nice. Let's get on that. Also, I'm finally clearing out the veil here. And then there's going to be a few more. Ooh, 7 size Gaia worlds. And then it looks like this guy's about to get it, unfortunately. But we'll grab a bunch of these worlds and get them under control. And yes, the dynastic union in the fullness of time we are going to integrate because they are, you know, they're hopeless and they don't like me at all. So might as well, really. Which we can find out. I mean, can you integrate someone who's disloyal? I don't know. We will learn together. Right, there's genetics unlocked. We've got all of this stuff. I also took shared destiny. We may in the future take shared xenocompatibility because check this out. So I owe some thanks to someone on Reddit for pointing this out. Whoops. But we're actually going to take species modification micro to the next level. So first off, we have a designated vat growing species and a designated breeding species. So I've turned on population controls, and I'm going to force this particular population to be the one that grows on every planet. And I'm going to force this one to be the one that is grown in vats on every planet. And then when they're grown, periodically, every, whatever, 10 years or something, we switch them over to the relevant population. It's going to cost a lot of society research to do this. So we'll need to, crank out some research labs. But we can help with that because we have this science grown pop and stuff. And also, you know how I said this campaign was going to be nicer? Well, it is, but I am going to nerve stable a whole bunch of my own people. So the reasoning here is that the roleplay reasoning here is that the drones, basically, it's not that we're nerve stapling sentient beings. It's more that we never put the nerves in the first place because we're intentionally vat growing and breeding them. So we breed them, in my head, to be like really happy and stuff. They're very content lads. Look at them. Look how happy this guy is. How could you think otherwise? But they're basically vat grown and bred for very particular purposes. And if that purpose doesn't require higher thought, we don't necessarily give them the capacity for higher thought. And is that evil? Is it evil to own a puppy? Is it evil to... All right, it might be evil. But anyway, so I've made some special designations. So this is science. They get... Oh, yes, and everyone who is going to be a leader is not vat stapled. So the industrialists, the Unity people, the science people, and usually they have venerable and robust, which gives us a huge leader lifespan bonus, and erudite, meaning that all of our leaders will have the erudite trait, and most of our leaders will live for a very long time because of the venerable and robust trait. But then we have the industrial one, who's focused on natural mechanisms. To make all this work, we did have to give them unruly, which is not great, but that's okay because we wouldn't have a massive number of industrialists for a while. And if we can get some xenocompatible breeding going, then we should be able to... What happens with xenocompatibility is that you get a new species created that has +1 possible trait points and trait picks, and we can use that to remove unruly, potentially, using the extra point that we'll get from that. Then we have the Unity creating ones, who of course do have leaders. I decided to go with traditional and not give them the Unity-based overtuning perk, because it was the only way I could make the points fit, basically. Again, once we have xenocompatibility, we should be able to go higher. Then we have food, minerals, energy, and the energy one is kind of crazy because you get 5% output here, 5% output here for a total of 10, 15 here, 25, 5 here, 30, 15 here, 45% base extra energy credits from jobs. That's insane. So I'm looking forward to having those guys. And then the breeding ones are going to breed at just stupid rates. So they're obviously nerve stapled, so they don't get employed in leader jobs without all the relevant leader traits rather. They're fertile plus 30%. They're plebeian growth plus 30%. And they're nomadic, so I can move them around if I need to. And also, I believe they will benefit from the nomadic immigration, even if you have forced pop growth, I think. And they have exotic metabolism, 25% pop growth speed, but it costs exotic gases. Now you will notice that we cannot make exotic gases yet, but we do have a merchant enclave we can buy them from. And remember that the number of these that will exist at any one time is going to be very, very low. And then they have low repugnant for the amenities. That's fine. Actually, that's probably a mistake. We should take repugnant off and put unruly on, because these guys are not going to exist for very long. What was the other thing they had? Pre-plan growth. Oh, they actually have spare points now, if we do that. Well, let's put... Sure, let's put Decadent on, which for some reason is compatible with nerve staples. Nice. There we go. Because these guys are... Oh, and also, I'm going to modify... I'd like to update this template so it's at the end of the list, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So now they will produce more amenities. Why is that important? Because often the spare jobs on a world that these guys are getting bred into will be clerks. If I have neglected to build enough other jobs for them to breed into, which will be good. So I think that should be good. Oh yes, and we also have an army one, which is also nerve stapled, but has 40% plus army damage, easier to move around where we need them, 50% defense damage, 40% juiced power army damage, and 50% noxious power damage. Now these guys suck. They're going to cause unhappiness anywhere they live. So we're only going to use these if we really need to create like a fortress world, and we'll only have them probably on one world, and then we'll just get all our armies from that world, basically. But these guys are going to do crazy, crazy damage, which is going to be good. And what we're going to do with our other species that exist in the Empire is basically leave them be for now, and then we'll do some xenocompatibility, we'll do some crossbreeding, some cross-pollination, get some good traits out of it, and then we'll worry about that. But for now, given that there's going to be so few of them, and we are using population controls to ensure that it's always our pops that are the ones growing, we don't need to worry about the fact that other pops that we will welcome into our empire are going to be a little bit inefficient. We are also actually giving our the pops that we're welcoming into the empire actually have better rights than our guys, simply to try and keep them happy with their divergent ethics and stuff like that. But that's the plan. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, the situation is evolving with how I'm going to manage the pops. We're not going to grow. We're not going to use the vat grown and the breeding ones, because switching, running that project over and over will break another idea I have. Instead, we're just going to breed a bit slower. But what we're going to have is each world will have 1, 2, or 3 pops on it. So let's say it's somewhere like the capital. The idea for the capital is that you have 3, in this particular situation, you have kind of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 unity pops. Then you have a bunch of researcher pops, and then you have a bunch of worker pops. And I'm going to try and arrange it such that each planet has each of those things. It's going to be awkward because you can only modify all of a particular group at once. So let's say I want to apply the energy template. I have to apply it to all the pops in this world, as far as I understand. So what we're going to need to do basically is apply different templates in different places and then resettle people. But as long as we have total control over where which pops are grown and which pops are indeed grown, we should be okay. So I think that'll work. And we're going to basically have each world will have, a ruling class of unity producing pops that have traits designed to make them produce more unity. Then it has some specialists, and if the world is a kind of rural focused world, it's likely we will use you will have some unity producing pops. So we'll have like some rulers and some specialists on every world, and they'll be all unity focused people. And then you have your worker group. Or if the world is industrial, you have just like this one is going to be, you have just a couple of ruler pops producing unity. Then you have your main group, which is your specialist pops doing industrial stuff, who are 1 pop. And then you have your workers, who are yet another pop, doing any little bits on top. And those workers, we should probably have spec'd for amenities on industrial worlds, because on an industrial world, we will want we'll want the amenities from clerks, because clerks will be like the only worker jobs that exist on those worlds. So we need a new one, which is just designed to make amenities. So crafted smiles for plus 15%, and maybe we should also get trade value on them, actually. Yeah, trade value makes sense, but then obviously not repugnant. So we'll give them maybe unruly, because there aren't going to be very many of them. And then there's another one, isn't there? Yes, we can get 20% from charismatic. And then if we take off robust, we're able to put on crafted smiles, which is actually better than robust, because robust is obviously an all-rounder, but if we're really just after amenities, 15% is better than 5. Obvious statements, obvious, of course, but so there's our amenities one. So we'll have some of these on our industrial worlds and our research worlds and things like that, where we don't really need people actually doing normal worker jobs. I think that will work. And in the fullness of time, I may designate like a breeding planet, which is where we just grow pops, especially designed to just have people on it and then have them moved off it. And what we'll probably do is make that a fortress world. So it gives us loads of, we use up all its building slots to give us loads of naval capacity, but then it's also the hub where we don't mind if people are switched to the wrong subspecies, and then we can move them on from there. That's the plan. Let's see how it goes. Look at this. So remember we found that archive world. You get an extra research from all researchers, and it has a research district, which only adds housing. I suspect they do more than that. Maybe after you do the archaeological site. But yeah, we killed all the people around here, and I'm really, really hoping we get to colonize this, not these bastards. If these guys do take it, I'm going to immediately work to integrate them. Also, shared burdens has meant that everyone's getting way more loyal, which means we can do, oh yeah, it's true, we can do even more demand. So right now they're getting plus 3.3. Now what I've found, no, don't spend influence. We need the influence to colonize this province. But what I found is that if they're gaining 3.3 loyalty right now, and you change the terms such that they're like 2 points less favorable, sometimes the drop in loyalty seems to be kind of, I'm not quite sure exactly how it works. I think the sudden drop in loyalty changes their opinion, which changes their loyalty over time. So you don't want to drop it by more than that, basically, is what I'm learning. But yeah, I keep having freaking food shortages because I'm an idiot and I keep forgetting. But so that's not good. We need to stop doing that for the good of our planets. I'm throwing up these hydroponics bays all over the shop. I am designating a food world, and so we should get that under control. Oh yes, and the other thing I've realized on species is I've made a colonist class. The idea is I'm going to send these out to start colonizing all these other worlds, and then they're just going to start printing people there, which I can resettle away, just so that we get even more pop growth, basically. Should be good, should work. Oh baby, we're doing quite a lot better in terms of diplomatic weight than last time this got founded. Look at this, 1.6 thousand immediately. Fantastic. Well, we're going to get some resolutions in there. We support workers' rights this time, so we could do that. But yeah, we'll look into this. But heck yeah, 1.6 thousand is looking pretty good. And our main rival is, of course, the Cabal, who look like that. Here they are. Fleet power 185 to my fleet power 260. Let's go. Very nice. Okay, I found a war that I think would work. So down here in the south, firstly, the quality of this font offends me. So clearly they have to be cut down to size. But these guys, techno-organic world. What the heck is that? Anyway, these guys have been warring. It's two hive minds going up against each other. And right now, the Jackal entity here has been losing. And they are willing to pledge secret fealty to us. Nice. If they accept that, there they go. So now, and these guys who are inferior on all fronts, if we declare war on them, I think we have like a secret fealty from subject. So we can steal their subject from them and their subject will side with us. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do a separate war on them where I just subjugate them directly as well. Nice. So move. And we have the Federation fleet fighting with us. And some of our vassals will join in. So let's move the fleet south and prepare for war. The economy is very much stabilized. As you can see, I'm trying to work on it so we have like small fractions of unity producing pops on each world, but it's a bit complicated. It'll take a while to actually stabilize to where we want it in terms of having the right pops on each world, but we're getting there, and I'm enjoying getting there, which is, after all, the main thing. I just realized my hotkeys have got messed up here. There we go. Now I can cycle through all the planets really easily. Good. But yeah, the pops slowly getting into the position that I need them. And we did manage to grab this Gaia world as well, which we're going to colonize, and I'm going to turn into our like we grow people here, and then we switch them to the pop type we want, and then we ship them out from here to other places. Basically, this is I think I've named it something like Central Tweaking Ground or something, because I thought that sounded funny. And yeah, so we're going to use this as a kind of pop modification hub that we will then use to create people and fill gaps. But otherwise, obviously, because we're exerting full control over what pops are created, slowly we'll trend towards what we want on the planets, which is great. But yes, our second ever war, and this one much more dramatic. We're going to be yoinking this Jackal entity. And I don't know, they're a stout consciousness, which I assume will not conflict with any of my ethics, which makes them a good subject to have, but we'll see. Also, the Federation trending up towards level 2, which will be nice, because as soon as it's level 2, remember, of course, we can do our challenge succession type. But we are running out of time. We've got 15 years to get it done, so hopefully we can manage that. Yeah, a little bit of problems on the home planet. We've got some unemployed ruler class people, because I was moving it around to make sure we had Unity pops in the top slot here. But that's all right. It should sort itself out soon enough. This is a very cool mechanic, by the way. The secret fealty thing, where you can like pull in your You can, because I think they're going to actually side with us, this subject, when we hit declare war. And then, of course, it gets voted on, but we all vote for it. Oh, does it have to be unanimous? It might have to be unanimous. But they voted in favor anyway. Good. And they get 2.5 loyalty change per month, and they become a subject under us. Has that already happened? Like, are they already a subject? No, maybe at the end of the month, or maybe at the end of the war. I mean, the end of the war would kind of make sense, but they're kind of already fighting with us. So, military fleets, let's go.
Evading heretics.
Ah, yes, I was trying to get. I want to grab this system, not least because it'll let us go with these guys. But yeah, we are now having to evade them in a few places, but that's all right. Oh yeah, right. So we're researching this habitat thing and also colonizing it, and it's already given us. I think it's from this planet. This awesome new tech. Where's it gone? I keep forgetting that I've put it on F5. The archive link node. Pretty sweet. Science director jobs and extra output from all researchers. So cool. Very cool. So that's going to be really useful for beefing up our science worlds for sure. Hey, the Federation's really been unified by this whole declaring war on someone thing. We got the second level, which grants us 10% less claims cost. We get 10% ship speed in Federation space and 25% Federation naval capacity. Nice. Well, it also means, her cohesion is falling now. Yeah, that's fair enough. We have got quite a lot of opposing ethics right now. But that means... Well, we'll just have to assign more envoys to cancel that out, I guess. Anyway, I'll worry about that off camera. But it means we can go low centralization. Does it have to be unanimous? I don't know. Well, shouldn't there be a voting? Vote weight equal. And I can use favors on them, but it should just pass. Yeah, right. It says majority vote. Okay. Vote yes. Instant pass. Because it doesn't matter what your opinion is. Stellar League. I'm in charge here. Good. Which now means Federation fleet construction or declaration. Right? Oh, it does have to be unanimous. That's good to know. So it does hurt the cohesion when you pass laws, I think. Invite members is going to be a... What was the main thing I wanted? Right, yes, challenge. Why can't I do this? That's weird. Can you only change the laws once every so often? Could I change this? Changing laws in this category for 365 days. But it doesn't say that here. Maybe if I just save and reload. Well, I'll try and do that. But yeah, continuing to centralize the Federation. Obviously, we don't want to let these guys ever be the president. If we switch it to majority vote... Well, even on unanimous vote, they won't be able to get anything through if I say no, because I have such a massive vote share within the Federation, which is good. What looks to be maybe the only battle of this war so far being pretty easy. Yep, there they go, retreating. And the rest of our fleets will be rallying up. Can you attach fleets in Stellaris? I forget. But yeah, we're going to rally up. We're going to keep pushing in. I'm not afraid of their star bases. We should be in a pretty good place to wrap this up. Meanwhile, much technological advancement. We're getting the naval capacity. Though actually, no. We're going to get the Sacred Nexus, which we never even got last campaign in like many, many more years than this. So I'm very glad that that tech's shown up, so we can start getting that. Also, we got a psionic dude from some of the Carabineers, so he's psychic. Which means there's a chance we can get the psychic tech as well as being genetic evolution. At least that's how it used to work. So that would be really nice for the Empire Sprawl reduction. But all in all, going pretty well. Also, modified these guys' agreement so we can integrate them, which I'm going to do now. Mostly because I want to know what this shroud tunnel is. That seems fun. Oh, you have to have psionic vegan. That's unfortunate. But we might be able to do this with our tech. But yeah, I'm going to integrate them and then disperse them throughout my worlds as worker pops, because we're kind of short on worker pops. And having another species doing work will make it much easier to manage who's working and who's not. It'll make it easier to genetically modify. So we'll probably make them like I don't know, all minerals or minerals and energy or something like that. And then it'll be much easier to see at a glance that you have the right pops working a slot, which will be good. And then, of course, we're butting up against this devouring swarm, who we'll need to take out. Oh, look at this thing. So as soon as you get it, it just gives you all the building slots you could ever want. And then it's got active cultural districts with housing and entertainer jobs, research districts, housing and research jobs, industrial districts, so for alloys and artisans. This place is crazy good. Fantastic. Well, we're going to make this just an absolutely god almighty research world, obviously. Plus, yeah, the +1 on each. Which honestly, I'm not sure that's that good. I think you'd actually do better with a Gaia world, like plus 10% flat. Because +1, well, no, I'm wrong. Because the base, this is plus base, which means it applies additively, and then you get all the multiplicatives on top of it. Whereas an extra 10% is then multiplicative, meaning it's often less than plus 10%. Yeah. This is awesome. I'm really, really glad we found this world, and I'm going to immediately start building some generator districts and getting this place printing as many new people. We're probably going to resettle a bunch of people here as well to work this massive planetary computer that we just found. Absolutely wicked. So I was going around uplifting people and I have noticed that these guys' name is Plague Bearer. That seems bad. I don't think I want good old Papa Nurgle to be infesting my population, but I mean, we've uplifted them now. I may nerve staple them. You think if you nerve staple them, that'll stop them praying to the dark gods of chaos? I'm not. This could cause a problem. I'm just waiting for this thing to burst and all my pops to die. But I mean, for now, it looks pretty good. We're growing some science pops, and I guess we'll mod these guys to be like amenity producers or something, and then put them to work in a hollow theater. That seems suitable. I mean, don't you want to go see this guy at the theater? I know I said this in the last campaign. I absolutely love this character model. You don't need to be irradiated. Let's put smiles on this face. Crafted smiles. Not rulers. Hang on, I'll build this out. Ah, no, that won't work. We can't nerve staple. Well, oh no, I can. Yeah, okay, we can nerve staple. We can't nerve staple them, but we can make them not leaders. Yeah, that'll work. Because yeah, I was giving them worker pop output, but that doesn't matter because they're going to be specialists because the entertainers are specialists. So just give them robust, and entertainers make unity. I don't think so. They really want pop growth speed on them. Isn't there just a job output in here? I guess I could make them cheaper and use less housing. Sure. So this is the plague bearers, which are A for amenities. Cool. We can apply that soon. Good. That should work. But then, yeah, so the rights of these guys, yeah, your residents. So they don't produce leaders. Good. Good. And then, yeah, we're going to do the same with all the other people. I've just been uplifting everyone. We're going to do the same with them. They're all going to be residents class. Some of them will be nerve stapled, some of them won't, depending on whether we want them to be entertainers. But I like the idea of our people doing all the work, and then we just have all these little pockets of uplifted species just being like, hello, look at me, and putting on theatre productions. I mean, come on, there are worse existences. I'm nerve stapling my own people, for God's sake. There are definitely worse fates than being the little steady it's not like I'm crushing the population size. It's just steady population size theatre kids, basically. Theatre kids of various appearances. Okay, so we've finished integrating these chappies over here. So we now have a couple more worlds. Oh yes, and we have a governor that we purchased who's got a researcher bonus. So this, if we open up our sectors, This whole area is in the same sector, and the guy in charge of it right now is a research dude, and of course it contains the amazing Garitia, the research archive. So what I think we're going to do is make this our research sector. So I'm basically going to make most of these worlds heavily science focused, which will be fun. And to that end, I will be bringing in pops and displacing a lot of these existing guys. We have brought some of ours in already to work some Unity jobs. But yeah, lots of these guys are going to get displaced. How many of them did we actually just get? One? That can't be right. Is that them? No, here they are. 43. Okay, so we've got 43 pops out of that, and we'll do we'll tweak them. They are, what have we got? A factory world and a generator world. They really only had 2 planets, huh? Cool. And the generator world is on a shroud planet. And the factory world is on Arctic. So obviously we don't like living on Arctic very much, and it hasn't actually brought in any of our pops here. But these guys are, yeah, a little displeased because they are the wrong faction, the wrong ethics. So I think we're going to need to nerve staple them. And I'm curious, if we staple them and then unstaple them, does that reset their ethics? Or do they keep ethics? I guess I can check. If I go to one of my energy worlds, do my staple people have... Yeah, so they have no ethics when they're nerve stapled. So we could staple them and then unstaple them, and that might reset them to our ethics. Worth a try, right? I mean, it's a pretty horrific experiment, but I mean, it could work. But yeah, this planet is not so stable right now, so we'll need to work on that. And obviously, we're seeing the horrendous way that the AI builds planets, which is why we're going to be able to win, hopefully, even though we're going to have high difficulty settings. It's worth bearing in mind, yes, we lead now, but the difficulty settings have barely even kicked in. I mean, we do lead quite dramatically, but a lot of it is from empires. If we look at the economy, they're only like 40% behind or something, less, some of them. Yeah, so we're going to do some integration. This is going to become our research sector under research governors, who I'll spec into research as well. Should be good. And then we only have one connection out towards these boys, so we're going to massively juice up this station. And this station's not really in a good spot, so we're going to get rid of that one, I think. Yeah, we are over our starbase capacity, so we're bringing that under control. Also, there's the Shroud Tunnel here, and I managed to secure an L-gate down here. So we'll be able to play with the L-gate content as well, which will be fun. Nice. The differentiation of our species is ongoing. You can see we've got 45 science pops, 48 unity, 19 energy, 1 breed pop, 1 mineral pop for food, and so on. We also now have a colonist version. I'm not sure if I showed you this one. These guys are super adaptive. They have 40% adaptability there and 4% output there. And they have the 30% from robust, so they're extremely easy to put everywhere. So we need to grow a couple of these, and then I can start all these colonies. Should be good. Nice. And then just got to rejig these horrendous worlds that they use. So yeah, the Shroud world, 100% habitability for everyone, pop growth speed up, resources from jobs by 15%, unity by 10. So the question is, do we make this a Unity or a science world? It's obviously in the science area, but it kind of feels like it would be good as a Unity world, because that would be 25% bonus Unity output. So I think maybe all the other worlds in this area will be science, but this one will be Unity, because it would be a shame to waste that awesome Unity bonus that it has there. Good stuff. I really like that every time we modify a species, the advisor gets really sad about it. Like, listen to what happens at the end of this month. Not that one. What is this? Scraps of ships everywhere. All right, yeah, but we're modifying a species.
Species tampered with. May the spirits forgive us.
May the spirits forgive us. I don't think they're gonna forgive us. I'll be real with you. I think we're doing horrendous things, and the spirits might be a little mad. But I really like that voice line. And I really like the voice actor for the spiritualist advisor. It's cool. It's very cool. Very cool voice. Ooh, and the archive memory core relic. Cool. Where do you see relics again? Here. The archive memory core costs 150. Gives you 5% passive research speed. And for 150 unity, you get 25% tech progress in a random technology. Jesus, that's strong. We'd have to use it instead of the last bar, which we did get, of course, by the way. That's really good. That's really good. We're gonna use that for sure. You could probably... maybe it's not one you're currently researching. I was thinking we could just set one that's really long to research, not set the other two and then hit it. Plus we're about to get hyper networks, by the way, so we could be able to move around our empire really fast, which is good because we're kind of long and noodly at the moment. So the Shroud World for, you know, legal reasons, we call it the Shroud because it has nothing to do with anything else, has a Temple of Desire. And we have uninspired masses on this planet. Less resources from jobs, but way more governing ethics attraction. Sure. What could go wrong with a Shroud World with a Temple of Desire on it? I don't know of any, you know, tales that have anything to do with this that could go wrong. That could be a fun event chain. Oh, baby! We got Psionic Theory. That's awesome. We're also getting some really good bonuses here, which is pretty nice. Some from Holdings, some from Archive Memory Core, Engineering Head Researcher. We're doing well. We're getting a lot of research done, which is pulling us ahead. We are kind of... Can you do relative power on this map mode? I don't think so. But yeah, we're kind of cruising ahead at the moment. So that's good. That's good. We can secure our foothold before the scaling really kicks in, which is good. This war is grinding on. It might end in a status quo. I need to invade a couple more of their worlds, but they actually got a lucky win when my fleet was divided. So now it's had to go home and repair. But that's all right. We will rally. We will rally and defeat them. And then I'm thinking of kicking these guys out of the Federation because we only have like 5 years left before they're going to become the leader. And if we kick them out of the Federation, we can probably immediately subjugate them after that. And we are now unlocking domination, which is going to let us get the, you know, the hegemony Federation type, which will be good. No xenocompatibility so far, by the way. Are we getting... Yeah, so we do get species crossbreeding here, but I think because I'm locking what's being bred, it's changing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of each species on central tweaking and then not set what it grows, and hopefully that will grow us some, whatever it's called, xenocompatible pops, which we can then use to upgrade our existing templates, which will be good. I keep saying which will be good at the end of these recordings. I am aware of that. So here's our first xenocompatible pop growing. Nice. So in 56 months, we can look at how that works and what exactly happens on the... once they grow, we can see how it works with their trait points, how much we can modify it, how much we can get those trait points into other pops. I'm just doing an audit, making sure we're growing the right things on every world. This one's meant to be a energy farming and industry world, so I think, yeah, growing a bit more. You know what? We have enough farmers right now. Grow me some more energy pops here. And yes, it's inefficient to switch this around, and forcing which it grows here does reduce it by 10%. But hey, it's nice. It's fun to have, like, I really like specializing in planets like this, and not only specializing in planets, but specializing who's on the planet. Some of these Nubal immunity guys are working these jobs. Why are they not entertainers? Okay. That is a problem with my design. I've designed these guys to be entertainers, but of course, entertainer jobs will always be worked by my pops because they are specialists, and civilian pops get priority to be specialists. Darn. Okay, we'll have to change them then. All right, there we go. Every single pop that we have in our species now has a W or worker gene variant, and they're all the same, except for these guys. The species that used to be our subject, I've retooled into an industrial species because we were really short on alloys and consumer goods. So they've got natural machinists. I also decided to make them conformists because I wanted to make their planets calm down a bit. Ungene stapling them doesn't seem to have transferred all of them to my ideology, but it seems like it transferred quite a lot of them. So I think that did kind of work. I think maybe it randomizes them when you unstaple them, but I'm not sure. But anyway, so we have all these new worker class ones who are at base Robust for plus 5% from jobs. Very strong for plus 5% from workers. Excessive endurance for plus 5% from jobs. Choose power for 5% from jobs. And pop consumer goods down. And I've made them all unruly. Which now I realize, now I think about it for half a damn second, is a stupid thing to do. Just make them obnoxious. Because they're never going to work amenity jobs. Alright, I'm going to go and change them all. I was thinking unruly wouldn't really matter because we're not having many of them, but it's still inefficient, and repugnant's fine because they're not making amenities. Or amenities. I still don't know which way I normally say that. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to go through and change that on all of these pops. And then start the process of converting them all over. I do like micromanagement for some reason. Yeah, I remember why I don't like Stellaris Warfare, but it's fine. I'm still enjoying the campaign, but does this look like a stalemate to you? We occupy every inhabited system of theirs, and we're just in the process of invading their planets. But no, attrition says we have to make peace now. So I think the way it works is we get forced to make peace, like it starts a ticking thing that forces us to make peace. Right? Because what we want, obviously, is to achieve war goals, but we need to invade a bunch more planets. We are demanding unoccupied planets. That's not even true. I mean, is it counting... Oh, is it bugged? Is it counting the vassals' planets as unoccupied, and they're what I'm demanding? Because I'm not demanding any... Oh no, okay, I am demanding a bunch of systems. Sakat, Muscat. But these are all occupied systems, and there's no planets in them. So I think what it's doing is claiming I haven't occupied the vassals' systems, which obviously I haven't because they're on my team. Yeah, so I'm not sure if we're going to be able to win this war properly, but that's okay. We'll work it out one way or the other. Pops, the planets continue to absolutely thrive. The economy is growing rapidly, which is great. I really like this building, by the way, the archive link node, which basically connects three of your planets to the research planet, which is a really clever system. Like, it's a very fun, like, it just gives you a local research buff, but it's a really nice in-law reason to give you a bunch of extra planets. I think that's a very well-designed little system. It's fun. But yeah, I'll see what I can do. I think it's going to force us to make peace, or you start losing influence, or something happens when you're at 100% war exhaustion. We'll see. Okay, we got 2 years. I looked it up. We got 2 years till we'll be forced into a peace. And one thing that's worth noting is it's 1 year till the Federation commander, like Federation leader switches. But we can't change it because we're at war. So hopefully we'll change it before it switches. We have like 18 months to end this war, or we're going to switch it and have 40 years of them being in charge. And I don't want to leave. I want to kick them out so that we can then force them back in, because they're very much weaker than us. So, against the clock, we'll see. Hey, we did it. Only like a month. So we were demanding... Okay, so I guess they're demanding this system, and this was the planet that we hadn't occupied, which is giving us the huge negative. Okay. Achieve war goals. Sent. Boom. Excuse me. Boom.
System survey complete.
Boom. Ah, right. The others have to vote on it. Come on. Vote yes. They voted to sign the peace offer. Okay. Which means... And... May the spirits forgive us indeed. Give me the peace deal. There we go. Okay. It takes them so long to respond for some reason. Yeah, okay. So that's why. That's why. It wasn't bugged. It's just that they needed this this planet occupied. Whoa, there's 66 people here. Cool. Okay. So, nice. Look at that. The Jackley... Why is the graphical quality on the text so bad? Anyway, the Jackley entity has been joined to our Federation. They are disloyal, but their monthly change is massively positive. Nice. And now... we got more code breaking. We're doing really well on code breaking tech this time. Let's start working on cloaking so I can go and spy on people. So now... Hey, we can do it. Okay. So we can switch to challenge. It needs only a majority vote. Haha. So I've never had a challenge Federation before. I don't know how that works. But let's find out. We vote yes, which means it passes. Boom. Oops, wrong one. Okay, so it's now challenge, and the challenge type defines what type. Arena combat. The only responsible way to turn is be leading for a fight. Victory will depend on the ruler's leader and species traits. Okay, that's definitely not what we want. Golden rule, so you can just spend money to get it. Thesis defense, the ruler's, scientist traits, and tech level. Okay, we could probably win that. Spiritual conclave. The victory will depend on the proportion of the population working as priests and the unity investment. Powers just lack a ruler with at least one scientist. Will be forfeit. Thesis defense. I feel like we're going to win thesis defense every time because we're going to be ahead of these guys on tech. They're unhappy with me. Abuses of trust. Not quite sure what that one was, but... so yeah, we'll go... And obviously we're pushing for strongest eventually, but... medium for that. Yeah, we'll go thesis defense, because I think our tech advantage should force this through. Nice, and then we'll see. We'll see if we win it. Hopefully we do. And the other option, of course, is to just kick them. Well, would they accept... Here's a question. Would they accept subjugation if they weren't in the Federation? Yes. Basically. If we said we'd join... Let's say if we said no holdings, unified census, expansion permitted. Still no, actually. Because they don't like the... How about if I give you independent diplomacy? 70 off still. How about if you only have to join my defensive conflicts? Close. Okay, we'd have to join their offensive conflicts. If we'd want to join their both, I guess. So they would do this. We could just subjugate them. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to save in case it's lying to me. We haven't had to reload a save all game yet. Like, I'm trying not to save scum, obviously, but I have been saving just before so we can, like, test stuff, but I haven't had to reload yet. Let's try. So we kick them out. And then we propose subjugation, independent diplomacy, expansion committed. Oh, in fact, and it may be even easier if we make them a scholarum. They don't like the scholarum subject type. Do they want to be a protectorate? They kind of do want to be a protectorate. But I think I'd rather they were just a vassal. Or a tributary? Vassal. So yeah, you can have independent diplomacy. You can expand all you want. You only have to join my defensive wars. I'll join all of your wars. You can have unified census. Minus 1,000 is in a federation. No, you're not, buddy. Pro-subjugation. Diplomacy, expansion permitted. Defensive. No holdings, unified. Yeah, okay, so they'll already accept this by miles because relative power has suddenly started kicking in. Nice. So yeah, join my offensive conflicts then. And you can have restricted... Okay, no. Join my defensive, but you get restricted voting, meaning they vote with me in the Federation and the Galactic Community. We have the stuff to demand this, right? Yeah. Unified census is fine. And then... We're going to be able to get a certain amount of loyalty from opinion, so we can afford to go a bit negative. So give me just like 15% across the board. Yeah. Yeah. That looks right to me. Welcome back to the Federation. And then they accept. And then they accept. Yeah! And they're back in the Federation. Nice. And it's just me and my subjects now. And surely I can now change it at will. Like if I did this, will it just work? It says they won't support it, but I think they all... We can look at our agreements here. Okay, so we can see now, here they are. Yeah, they're gaining tons because of subject opinion plus 4.81, which is crazy high. Crazy high. Let's... And yeah, do I want them to be a vassal? I think in the fullness of time we may try and switch them to a scholarum, because once they're a vassal, they stop disliking being other types. We'll probably switch them to a scholarum. for the bonuses, because these do stack, I think. But anyway, you have restricted voting. You have restricted voting. You have restricted voting. You have restricted voting. So, I mean, I'm going to save again. This is Diplo test. Because I don't want to do it if they're going to vote no. But like, if I wanted to change to this, I mean, I'm gonna load the save whatever happens. But if we wanted to do a galactic union, they do indeed vote yes. Okay, so I'll vote no, and then it will fail. Subjugation request. Ooh, okay. Oh, these guys yoinked them. I kind of wanted you to be my subject. Darn. Okay, well. Hey, Hive, that we just fought a war with. How about some secret fealty? They have a hostile attitude right now, but apart from that, they would totally accept. All right. Well, forget improving relations with those other guys. We're going to steal your vassal. Then we're going to steal you as a vassal. Sounds good. Okay, but good. We got another vassal, and we established that we will be able to switch to hegemony once we have the relative tradition. Nice. Good stuff. We have very low cohesion right now, but that doesn't really matter. And I don't know how, like, can a vassal win the succession? Who knows? I suspect no. I think it's probably counting as like it's only us in here right now, but nice. And our federation is growing pretty nicely. There will be some others that will form undoubtedly and be threats, but for now, feeling pretty strong. We are currently voting against security contractors. That was just because I wanted administrative oversight to come in, so we'd have. Oh, but it's 25% towards the fanatic ethics. That's no good. What we really want is our non-fanatic oversights. 50% towards fanatic. Holdings limit 4 is no longer a valid term. Holdings limit 3 is no longer. Yeah, but it's only towards fanatic ethics. That's really annoying. But I think as a hegemon, it doesn't really matter what their ethics are. So once we get to hegemon, that should sort things out. Nice. Any other subject? I really like this screen, by the way. I know this isn't, you know, I don't really care that this wasn't brought in the last DLC. I'm still talking about it because it's cool. This screen's really good. Like this system is very good fun. So you are stupendously loyal. Where even are you? Here, who are you? The Glen entity. No, that's not you. Who are these people? Oh, that's this. That's this one that we just got. Okay. Can we immediately negotiate agreement? No. Okay, I didn't think so. So you are right now losing loyalty. Probably because you don't like me as much as you could. Yeah, so we're going to improve relations with you instead of the sovereign nations to the south. Because the sovereign nations to the south, they don't like us. Or rather, I don't like them anymore. Because they stole one of my hive minds. I wanted that hive mind. So we'll improve relations with this guy instead. And then terms-wise, we could switch them to only joining my defensive wards, but I did like the backup. Yeah, I think I'm okay with it. Oh yes, and we have this new thing. Now we get more research speed, leader levels, and they get extra scientist level cap. Pretty cool. So last one, you're gaining 1.4 right now. So technically we could take a bit more off you. Like an extra 15 of this, but I think it's probably not worth it. Let's let them keep their stuff. That's fine by me. Okay, nice. Good little bit of diplomacy there. Good war won. Potential rival to our power in the Federation eliminated. On to the next, which is probably you, right? Yeah, rival to this guy, friendly, pathetic versus me. Which means, how about you become my subject? They're all about it. They want to become a protectorate because their tech's so bad. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, I can see that. I want you to join my offensive conflicts. You can have unified sensors. Unified sensors is such a good one to give them because who cares? Why would I ever mind? I guess if they were a player, I might mind, but do I want some of their basic resources? They're quite poor, so. But sure, let's take some of their basic resources. And yeah, restricted voting, minus 0.8. Fine, done. Welcome to the Federation. Ooh, a rogue scientist is... Oh, yeah, right. So a rogue scientist went down onto this planet, and they're worshipping him as a god. But then simultaneously, it all kicked off on the planet because... And how do you get the screen that I'm looking for? This is this one. No? This one. There we go. They had this event chain about them unifying under one mind, basically. So I'm not quite sure how the rogue scientist is managing to do that. Oh, they advanced to the machine age. Or we could just let them carry on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna extract the missing scientist. Go pull them off the planet. No messing with the pre-FTLs. We just study them. They give us incredible tech. Like, look at some of this tech they've been giving us. It's mostly in society research. Oh yeah, we did get that psionics tech done, which is awesome. Look at this. Plus 0.5 available empire size effect down. Max districts up. Damage to rivals. Insult efficiency. And they all seem to give envoys. And then engineering. Empire size from districts and districts cost down. I think that might be what we got in engineering. Yeah, and then physics. We got this one. Operation speed and difficulty. Well, down and up respectively. And more research speed. Yeah, loads of really, really good stuff. Oh yeah, and 50% station upkeep, which is crazy. That tech, I mean, that is kind of mental. That means you could go, what, like 6 or like, I think it's 4 stations over the limit and have effectively the same upkeep as you would normally have. That's awesome. That's really, really potent. And we also got this one, monthly unity from hyper relays and available envoys. Let's do it. We are building our hyper relays. You can see we've got one here and one here. And we've got one here and about to be one here. I'm slowly going to build like the highway from here all the way across here and then down here like that. And then all the way down here. So we can get people around super, super fast. It's going to be sweet. Right, what's next? I think lunch might be next. But after lunch... Oh yeah, you guys. Welcome. There we go. And we have the artisan troop. Nice. We would love to become your patron at the plus 10. And we would like an art piece. It's a deal. I will immediately put that art piece on my capital. Exhibit the art monument. Plus 15% amenities on our capital. Nice. Oh, and we could also nominate for the... Yeah, we're not going to win it, though, are we? For the... I was going to say we could try and get this, but we're not going to win that. Do send more artifacts to exhibits, though. We've got a lot of unity coming out of this planet. Okay, awesome. So that's another addition to our Federation, which obviously will tank the unity, but that's okay. One after another, the free peoples of the galaxy will fall to my Federation. Who's the threat now, realistically? The blessed someone or other Federation. Aren't they the ones that just joined? Nice. Oh, and they're getting... Okay, this screen is now... This list is wrong. It's adding a huge amount of Federation score to my subjects. Okay, so it's just me and then all my subjects. But the actual threats... This guy up here still, 1,200. But that's versus my 3,000 on economic strength. So, not too concerned. How about you? 1,600, so that's half my strength. Like, them plus one other empire. Because it's important to note, you know, yes, I have double their economic strength, but that means them plus one of the other, or two, let's say, of the other, like, dozens of empires would be equal strength to me. Which is, you know, it's not always me versus one other enemy. It's me versus the galaxy. That's the battle that we need to win here. So, it's not over. It's not over. And the difficulty scaling is only trending in their favor. Hopefully, my scaling is trending in my favor. And yes, the Clen entity, I think you... What do you think of me? You're at war right now. Ah, you're at war in a cleansing war. That's not good. We might need to try and get ourselves to war with these guys. Yeah, so like these guys, for example. Equivalent fleet power, fanatic purifiers. Still very scary. I think we're going to rally up the troops, try and deal with them now. I don't want them to cleanse these guys. I want to subjugate these guys. Which they'd probably accept, if I had to guess. But first I eat lunch, then I eat the fanatical purifiers. I have thought of one mod, which I think I should actually remove. We had one... Well, I mean, the others are benefiting from it as well, but There's a mod which means the more agreements, diplomatic agreements you have, the more fleet power, sorry, not fleet power, diplomatic weight you have. I think I'm going to turn that off. Here it is. So yeah, because I thought this seemed fun, right? Not just having one person get the biggest and then decide everything, but reward doing diplomacy. But the problem is the AI is not doing enough diplomacy from benefits from it. So it's just, the effect is just that it helps me. So I'm going to lower it to 5% rather than 10%. Don't lock powers. Don't lock settings. Good, so that should have the effect of lowering my diplomatic weight. I assume at the end of the month or something. Yeah, there we go. So that's quite dramatically lowered my diplomatic weight. Good, Military Readiness Act. Sure. Let's do that next. No, I want administrative oversight. Well, no, actually, you know what? I don't want administrative oversight because it's only my fanatic ethics. I don't have any fanatic ethics. Anyway, that's good for now. Looking pretty successful so far. Okay, so there is going to be a thesis challenge. Let's see, yeah, for science. Let's see how this is going to go. The thesis challenge will begin shortly. I wonder if we have to, like, invest in it. Ooh, what's this? A killer microorganism. More collateral damage and army damage, or a bunch of science. I don't really want massive army collateral damage. What is this? The resulting cataclysm wiped out. Where is this? It's over this random world over here. They attempted for immortality. Instead, they created a swarm of microorganisms. That sounds bad. And they eventually started trying to wipe them out. No, I'm going to go with the tech bonus. Thank you. Short term, but our armies are already going to be completely juiced out of their gourd, so I don't think we need it. What was I saying? Yes, there's this ongoing challenge. Someone wants to be the head of the Federation, do they? One of my subjects. I wonder what will happen. I wonder if it'll just break because it's expecting there to be other members. And yes, look, as it turns out, hive minds are great members of federations. Yes, they have. Living metal. Nice. Well, they really want me to research military tech, huh? Alright, fine. I'm hoping we were able to colonize this world. Oh, hey, the Galactic Market's founded. I thought that happened a while ago. Anyway, I hope we don't get deposed as the head of our thing. That would be silly. but we have a massive tech lead, so we shouldn't, ideally. By the way, just to point out, our research is kind of crazy because because we've been doing so many events and things. We constantly have loads of stored research. Like we have 8,000 engineering research and 10,000 society research. And a minute ago, we had like 25,000 stored society research. So our research speed is basically double what it should be. And then because our leaders are so amazing, how old are you now? 112. So we should live for quite a while longer. And they've got these awesome stats, especially this guy with his crazy good 89 physics. We're getting some absolutely mad research bonuses. And then because we have quite a few research agreements out there, we are giving away some tech to the rest of the galaxy, which is not good, but it's giving us some pretty hefty catch-up on a bunch of our military techs, so that's pretty sweet, I must say. Okay, yes, no great surprise. It's us. We are now the new leader of the Marshall Alliance Defense League. Nice. Does us being re-elected raise cohesion? Doesn't look like it. But I like that all our subjects are contributing an envoy each. That's very nice of them. Keeping the cohesion nice and high. What do you get at the higher levels of Stellar Defense Leagues? I've never done one of these before. Admiral level cap, ship fire rate, envoy for us. Is that just members? Yeah, but the president does get member modifiers as well. More naval capacity, endgame crisis bonus. Multi-unit 10% the size of the Federation fleet. What does the size mean? Like the military power or the number of ships? Because if it's the military power, that would be broken as hell. And then, yeah, more contribution, more damage to endgame factions, more diplomatic weight. Yeah, pretty good, but we're definitely going to do the new hegemony thing. Because I hope the hegemony thing lets us mess with our subjects' ethos and bring them all around to our point of view, which would be the thing that we want right now to kind of stabilize our union. So just comparing what we've got now to the hegemony one, which I am going to go to just at least to see what it's like. Because it doesn't really matter if people are able to leave the Federation, because they won't want to leave the Federation, because once I get them in, I'll just, you know, once I got my claws in them, they love me. Look at this face. So right now we get ship starting experience and ship build speed. And then with all the levels, you get effectively like a net 0.75 extra fleet power overall. Which is good, obviously. Because, you know, the members give it up to give it to the Federation, but then it's kind of multiplied by 1.75 for how much it actually counts for the Federation. Also, we get 50% damage to endgame crises, 1 envoy, 10% fire rate, 10% diplomatic weight. So if you were, and I just want to, I think I'm going to, I suppose, actually, you know what I could do? I could save the game and then swap to all of them. Yeah, let's do that, So we've saved, this is fair testing. We're going to switch to all the others and see what bonuses they give us, just because I'm curious about what all of them are, because I've only ever been a Galactic Union before. So if you go to Hegemony, it will obviously downgrade us a level, which is a shame. But yes, it's a unanimous vote because we are, you know, we rule with an iron fist. And so you get Hegemony. Are there new laws? It automatically set strongest and diplomatic weight and status change, so that's good. Everyone can construct, but obviously it took us down a level of centralization. War declaration is majority vote. We can't do president decides for a long time, but everyone votes our way. Kick members, president decides. Okay. So this is fine for now. Like, this looks good. Moving to strongest is fine. We can just keep winning the challenges, but I'd rather it just be strongest. And then the levels-wise... So the base modifier is not useful, because people aren't going to leave. So that's annoying. But then you get 5% from jobs. That's pretty powerful. That's extremely powerful. When it says president modifier, no effect, I think you still get the member modifiers. Without deducting from their own naval capacity. Oh, that's interesting. So you get more naval capacity as a leader. 1 envoy. Another 5% from jobs. Smaller cohesion penalty when new people join. That's nice. Establish hegemony war goal to force non-Federation enemies to join it. Okay, that's cool. Although I'd rather they were actually subjects rather than just members of my Federation. Another 5% from jobs. Research agreements and immigration pacts between Federation members cost no influence. Ooh, okay. That's good for the research agreements, at least. Faction influence... Oh, sorry, Federation influence gain. What is Federation influence? This isn't Federation influence, this is cohesion. Does it just mean I just get +1 influence from it? Maybe? Anyway, probably. So then 25% to endgame, and then monthly unity, and everyone transfers 10% of their diplomatic weight to the president. So that doesn't really matter because we're just gonna subjugate everyone in the Federation, probably. So this seems bad, honestly. I mean, it's it's 15% from jobs, which is obviously massive. You know what we could do? Let me just cheat in some cohesion. Some XP. I want to test if these member modifiers apply to me, because 15% from jobs is nutty. Like, that's really, really good. That's basically, that's not even your economy is just 15% better. It's more than that, because it's upkeep, it's extra resources from jobs without extra upkeep from jobs. So it's insanely good. But let me just look up how to cheat some XP in so we can go to the level 2. Obviously, we'll reload the saves and others will count, but I'm very curious to see, because if that only applies to members, not the president, and it does say president modifier no effect. It's kind of weird to list no effect if it were that the second one was applying to everyone. But apart from that, I don't mind temporary cohesion penalties, research agreements. 1 influence is okay. So it's just like a worse version of the Marshall Alliance, basically, is what it seems to me. It's got way worse bonuses, for our purposes anyway, in this situation. Okay, there we go. We are now level 5. So let's see at the end of the month
System survey complete.
whether we get
Incoming transmission.
the bonus. So we go to our population and we're looking for a Federation modifier here. Sorry, that's upkeep. Production. It could be from Empire, I suppose. It's not showing there, though. Is it showing on one of your planets, dear Federation member? Here. No. Maybe we have to wait another month. They are a Federation member, after all. Not showing it.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
It's possible it's an Empire modifier, though. We have a lot of Empire modifiers because of this mod with all the ruler focus directions. Governor ability. Patron of the Arts. Harmonious crew. It seems to just not be working at all. These modifiers. And then, so the influence, is it just +1 influence? Yes, produced in Federation 1. Nice. Member modifier, +5% resources from jobs. So you would think that would apply here, right? I mean, additional hospitality robust. None of these modifiers are 15%, so it definitely isn't one of them. The question is it the Empire one? I guess, can I lose XP? Minus, like, 1,000,000. Yes, but it's going to take a while. We're losing a level in 90 days. Okay. So I'm just going to wait 90 days. Okay, yeah, so we lost it. I lowered it. It didn't change anything for us, but it did change their output. So what it would do is give all our subjects 15% output from jobs, which is good because, you know, we're taxing them. So that's 15% more in subject taxes. And for context, right now we're producing 2,000 energy credits. 440 of those are from subject taxes. And we're not at the harshest subject taxes that we could potentially have. So that is a number, you know, that 5% extra is significant, but it's not going directly to us. So I'm not sure I like that. I'm not sure I like that. Let's check out Research Cooperative. Free and automatic research agreements between all Federation members. Seems fun. Then you get federal research agreements have their research speed increased by 5%. Okay, so if you're researching something that your subjects have, that's not that likely to be relevant given our massive tech advantage. Of course, assuming we keep it, we might lose our tech advantage. Research speed base +5 is nice. Research alternatives +1. Oh, sorry, that's member modifier, which we now know does not apply to the president. We get 1 research alternative. We have a lot of research alternatives already. Another 5% bonus there. Rare technologies unlocked by another Federation member now appear at 2 times the normal rate. Pretty cool. Diplo weight from tech is okay. Again, with the research speed. 20% research speed during an endgame crisis. Eternum counts, I think. So that would be a pretty, like, permanent 20%. 1 more envoy, even more. 40% during an endgame crisis. And then max mega constructional logistic hubs. Ooh, that's pretty fun. This is a one-off building, which you can build, obviously. There's 2 things you do to build faster megastructures. One is you build molecular foundries, which give you 2 jobs that produce a total of 3 super tensile materials base. And then there's the logistics hub, which gives you, God, look at the... look at all the bonuses to production. It's crazy. Oh yeah, our governor is like insanely good, by the way. He gives, well, they give +2 engineering research per building and +1 unity per research job, which is awesome. Anyway, and this would give 15 super tensile materials. But that's not that good because you're just spending more to get it, right? Oh no, okay, the conversion is a bit more efficient. Well, yeah, the conversion is a bit more efficient, but not... Wait, is it? Hang on. 3 to 8 is, you know, whatever. 4 to 1.5. And here it's 21 to 15. Okay, that's better than 1.5. So it's slightly better, but that doesn't... These aren't that good. Like, they're good, but, you know, if you want to scale your mega construction projects, you need to go you need to dream bigger than this. So I'm not certain Stellar Defense League is the way to go, because the only thing that's really nice in here is the rare technologies, and then the ongoing crisis. Because if Eternum counts as a crisis, then 40% extra research speed is obviously absolutely crazy. Let me look it up actually. Stellaris, is Eternum a crisis? Gigastructures. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem to say. I'm going to ask on the Gigastructures Discord, because if it is, this suddenly becomes a very viable alternative. But let's keep exploring while I ask them that. Okay, so here's the Galactic Union. One thing here is that you get 50% smaller penalty from diverse ethics, which is good because it seems like there isn't really going to be a way for us to get these guys to conform. I think they might trend towards our ethics over time. I guess you know what I could do? Can you do espionage to sway people towards you? I don't think you can. But yeah, we are going to have problems with the fact that these guys have different ethics. One thing we could do, of course, is integrate them and then release them. Because when you release someone as a vassal, well, here, let's check, actually. I'm pretty certain when you release someone as a vassal, they have exactly your ethics. So obviously that would be influence expensive, but long term to like stabilize the realm, that would be fun. Although they might all immediately like, you know, shift away from you or something. How do you release provinces again? I think you have to release a sector. Yeah. So let's say we created this sector. Name, test. Create vassal. And then you get to choose what they have. Okay. And it can be whatever. So you release your vassal. And they have precisely my governing ethics. Yes. So if we want to fix the ethics problem, one thing we can do is just integrate people and then release them again. The thing is, though, would we be able to release them with exactly the right provinces? We might struggle to release them with precisely the right provinces. Well, maybe what we should do is switch what kind of wars we're doing and go to liberation wars and start doing liberation wars to free people and then occupying them so that they have the same thing as us. But anyway, what are the other bonuses? So obviously, if we did Galactic Union, there'd be less drive for us to have to do all that effort because diverse ethics wouldn't give us too much. I mean, look at this. From our current number, we only get -1, which is the same as having 1 envoy assigned to it. Really not a problem. Versus the 2 that we're getting in the... well, let's just check that to be sure. If we're Martial Alliance, then we should be getting a 2 penalty. No? Ah, okay. Diverse ethics give you the same penalty in either case. Opposing ethics is reduced. Okay. Back to Galactic Union. Can you imagine how confused the galaxy must be? So then you get members contributing more. So similar to the military one. That's fine. New members imposing less for Federation. Okay. So just basic stuff here. Small occasion penalties on people joining. It's okay. It takes a long time to get to higher levels. So 2 unity and 5 trust growth for each envoy assigned to the Federation by any member. Ooh, that's quite good. Massive trust growth within the Federation. And the Discord thinks that the Eternum doesn't count as a crisis for those bonuses, by the way. Okay, so then you get 10% ship speed in Federation space is nice. Some influence is fine, but it's pretty good. That is quite a lot more influence, to be fair. It's like, what, like 18% more on average based on how much I tend to be earning. Fail Federation votes matters not. 20%, so it gives you the same damage bonus against endgame crises than the military one does. Let me just check if that's true. Yeah, there's two 25% in either case. Good to know. Then 10% Diplo weight, fine. And then another 2 unity and 5 trust cap for each envoy assigned. So right now that would give us 50 trust cap and 20 unity. That's pretty good. The trust cap's okay. Well, I mean, that's not that good, is it? Oh, plus member modifier, member modifier, member modifier. So we wouldn't get these, I don't think. Well, here, let's test, because this one's easier to test. Give me just a stupid amount of experience. See if we get any unity.
The spirits have granted us
Federation perks. Okay, so you do get member modifiers. What? That's so confusing. But I swear we weren't getting output bonuses. So these technicians are producing 20 right now. 70% from Empire. Okay, and if we go to Hegemony, and we give ourselves millions of XP, we should be getting the 5% bonus. Sorry, 15% higher bonus. Still 20. Go to the end of the month. Just in case. Still Definitely 20. Close it. Reopen it. Recheck it. Still 70% from Empire. So it's some of the member effects get applied and some don't. Let me see what the wiki thinks about this. Okay, I see the problem. This is just badly written. So when it says president modifier no effect and member modifier plus 5%, that means it does nothing for the president, but it does something for the member. But when it says member modifier such and such, that means member and president. Why it doesn't just say, I mean, that's not how. I mean, this is kind of like, I'm not a coder, and the people that wrote this probably are, but that's not how, like, code works. or that's not how logic works. Like, this is applied to these people. Like, let me rephrase it. If I said I was going to give all the people in the country £1, and then I said, also, I'm going to not give the men any additional pound. It's a bad example, but, like, you would think it was additional. Member modifier, president modifier. The president is a member. Just because you said president modifier, no modifier, that means no specific modifier for the president. Not they don't get the member modifier. Anyway, so basically, the only member modifier that doesn't apply to the president is specifically the one from hegemony, basically. So this is pretty good. The Galactic Union is pretty good. Monthly unity up. Damage to endgame crisis factions. I am worried about the crises. So that'll be good. 2 unity and raise trust cut by 5. Yeah, so that's not that good. The diplomatic weight is okay, but it's only 10%. So really what you're getting this for is the endgame crisis damage, the unity. That so far is feeling worse than the Marshall Alliance, because the Marshall Alliance gives you the ship's build speed and a huge additional contribution to Federation naval capacity. And you still get the diplomatic weight, and you still get the crisis damage. And you get ship fire rate that is a member modifier. Okay, so let's check out Holy Covenant. Holy Captain Empire. Oh, that's a bug, okay. I mean, it shouldn't be, that's not something that's available to us. So as a Stellar Defense League, you get 10% monthly unity. Very nice, especially because we have, we have a lot of unity still to earn. We are, I mean, I don't know exactly how the scaling works on this, but I think we're like 2% of the way to the amount of unity we need to finally unlock the last thing. You get Holy Covenant monthly unity, right? Envoys assigned now provide 25% more cohesion and, an increased spiritualist ethics attraction within an empire by 20%. That's fun. Planetary capitals now produce culture workers and doubled for more. That's cool. Voting strength on Divinity of Life resolutions. Okay, that's fun. So you get to we get to be really powerful in when we're voting on the Galactic Council against allowing AI. The Holy Covenant trade policy, which grants far greater unity than mercantile trade policies. That's really good. Ascension effects up. That's really good. Planetary Ascension, by the way, I don't think I've talked about. It's a way you can spend unity to reduce the size of your, the effective size of your planet as it relates to your empire size by 5% to purchase, up to 4, I think. So that's pretty good. Having it apply more is good. It also buffs the power of the planetary designation by 25%. When it says 20% here, I assume that's multiplicative, so it would increase it by an additional 5% for a total of 30, as opposed to going from 25 to 45. Cost down on that is great. Unity-focused colony designations produce an extra priest job per 25 pops, and more with more planetary ascension. That's fun. Science nexuses and equivalent buildings provide +1 high priests. That's fun. Shroud Delve cooldown, unfortunately not relevant for us. Non-spiritualist, non-Gasalt empires have bureaucratic buildings swapped for temples. Spiritualist empires... Oh, that's great! That would mean all our members would trend towards being spiritualists. Because it would affect... Yeah, we have to do this. That's so cool. That would make all the members trend towards being spiritualists because priest priests increase the... oh, Jesus Christ! And 30% slower drop pop assembly, but 15% faster organic pop growth? Holy hell. And you can do cool stuff with Zro. And the edicts... yeah, we have to be a stellar... sorry, a holy covenant. That's awesome. It's a shame we haven't been this the whole time. And there's Trade League, but obviously we can't do that. Oh, well, we might as well check it out while we're here. I can just cheat to get the unity needed to fill out the... what did we need to switch to it? Mercantile traditions. Sure, let's just do that real quick. Okay, here it is. We get Trade League Trade Policy, which combines the bonuses of consumer benefits of marketplace ideals. Let's see how good that is. Trade Policy. So Trade League gives you some cash, but also unity and consumer goods. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Trade value up by 5%. Ship speed increased. Envoys, right? Just standard sturdy stuff. More trade value. Then it's more trade value. More trade value. Trade value is not good, in my opinion, usually, because you can produce energy credits so much more than you can produce the energy credits from trade value, and likewise you can produce unity more than you can produce unity from trade value in my experience. So I don't really like trade value. Trade protection, that's all right. Influence, contributing 5% more. I'd just go martial if I wanted that. Diplo weight, meh. Endgame crisis factions, meh. Trade value, meh. Now this sucks. That seems garbage. We're gonna go holy covenant all the way, baby. We solve our lack of cohesion by making people conform. We are the union, and they will be one with us. Okay, cool. So I'm going to reload the Federation testing, and we can get that switched over so we can start getting XP on the new type. Nice. Decision made. Happy to have done that research. Nice, this peaceful little mega corporation next to us. They don't want to join the Federation. No, they'd never do that. But subjugation, now that's what they're talking about. Do we want to make him another Scalorum, probably? Let's take a look here. This looks good to me. They're going to give me 30% of their research. There's no... we should start working on getting some super tensile contribution on one of our subjects, if they actually have any anyway. But yeah, another Scalorum for us. Restricted voting, expansion permitted, integration prohibited, 30% of their research. They'll join our defensive wars, we'll join their defensive wars. No holdings, just 0.05, sorry, negative 0.5.
Species tampered with.
Welcome.
May the spirits forgive us.
Welcome to the Empire.
Now speaks to us
Boom.
in the language of the
There we
divine.
go. They speak to us in the language of the divine, exactly. Now I don't mind having a research agreement with them. If we negotiate the agreement now, I'll be able to see what they're getting us. Ooh, 50 of each research. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And if we look at how much they're actually changing on opinion, we can see, yep, plus 1.5 because they love us. Nice. Our subjects, I mean, we have got almost half the galaxy right now on subjects, which is kind of crazy. I did put maybe I put the mid-game. You know what, can you change the difficulty settings mid-game? Like when they scale to? I don't think you can. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I made it too easy. Our score is kind of stupid. 23,000 versus the next highest being 5,000, and I'm about to go to war with them. But still, once the scaling kits in, I think what I'll do... yeah, okay. I think I should make a ruling at this point. In order to allow the AI scaling to kick in somewhat, I will prevent myself from taking anything not in my half of the galaxy directly until the end game has triggered. I think that seems like a reasonable restriction. Like, we're allowed to go in and humiliate people and raid them and stuff, but let's try and not take, like, I'm going to divide the galaxy in half like this. We're not allowed to take anything east of there. And then these guys will have some of their scaling kick in, they'll federate up and all that stuff, and then we'll have some, you know, some proper challenges. But these guys on my side of things, ho, they're going down. Okay, so we have a slight problem, which is the Xeno compatibility is cool, right? We get these extra pops, but it does present some problems because we're gonna get like 1 million different species. You know, right now we have what? I don't know, 12. We're gonna get like 144 individual species, and I'd have to set up trait lists for all of them. I like micro, but I don't like that much micro. So we have these two half breeds here. One where it's half us, half the Baal, and one where it's half us and half whoever these dudes are. I forget. Are they at the bottom? No? Who did you breathe with to make this? Ah, here we go, the Canthari. But what I've done is I've gone into the save and I've just removed the xenocompatibility ascension perk. Because I think that seemed it seemed kind of broken. Not broken exactly, like I know it's designed to kind of create chaos, but it was really going to screw with our kind of structured thing. Hopefully the game doesn't crash if I unpause right now. Nice, let's do 1 monthly tick. See if the game, ooh, a Ministry of Culture. Oh, hell yeah. That's really good. Okay, good. So the game isn't crashing. It's a very simple edit to remove this, so that's good. So we can pick a new Ascension perk instead, and I am going to... So we got 2 pops out of that. Two new types of pop. And these guys do have higher perk count and perk trait count than our vanilla species. So I am actually going to make these guys... first off, they should be citizens, but secondly, I'm going to make them, I'm going to use them, basically, because they have better perks. So, for example, this guy, let's say we wanted to make you into our industrialists, right? Note that we have 11 perks, 7 perk picks, and 11 trait points, right? Whereas if I go into one of my default ones, and I create a template, and I remove everything, we have 10 and 6, and it's not because of this. It's at least I'm pretty sure it's not. Let me check that here. Yeah, 10 and 6 is the base. So what are the 2? So basically, we only have 2, and I'm not going to leave the Ascension perk in any longer and do this for a while and then stop doing it. Or am I? Maybe I am. No, I'm not going to. That feels too cheesy. Removing it and keeping these 2 is already kind of cheesy, but you know, oh well. What I'm going to do is make one of them my industrialist pop and one of them my science pop. Or should I make one my unity pop? Do I want more unity pops or more industrialist pops? Tricky one. Tricky one. Let's make one our industrialist. Yeah, let's make one our industrialist and one our unity. Sorry, one our science. So these guys, I mean, that just looks like a scientist to me. So you are going... That's not an insult to scientists. I like this portrait. So we're going to make this our scientist pop, which I think is going to look like this. This is the Sky Mush science. Seems good to me. So the main difference between them and the old one is instead of spliced adaptability, they have augmented intelligence, which gives them 10% extra science across the board. And instead of venerable, they have robust, which gives them 5% output. So it's an extra 15% scientist output compared to the old type. Boom. And there they are. Oh, I was thinking, of course, I'm an idiot. I was thinking I have to choose between science and having these science and unity. But I don't. Let's have another one. Okay, yeah, and here's the Unimush. I like this naming convention. So we have the Sky Mush. Oh, it's not showing up for some reason. Did I misclick? Where's my Unimush? There they are. So we have the Unimush and the Sky Mush. And the Unimush, the main difference is it doesn't have enduring, but it does have an extra 10% from jobs from this versus the base Unity model. If we take a look at the 2 side by side. God, why design something that scrolls this slowly? Anyway, you can see that this guy also lacks the solitary, the housing debuff, which is pretty good. We could not get repugnant since they get 2 weakenings, but repugnant's not a problem on these guys. Yeah, so that's pretty good. He's robust, but he's not enduring anymore. They, rather. Cool, so that's the Unimush. And then... do I want to go off this one, or do I want to just keep going off these? I think I just keep going off these, actually, to make our industrial mushroom. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay, that took a while, but here is the new plan. We have the Verki. Can I rename this? Don't think I can. Anyway, we have the Verki, who are, of course, the next logical step in the evolution of the Verker. And we have the mushies. So we have the any mush, the farm mush, the one that actually exists, and the mineral mush. So these guys are nerve stapled, our guys are not. All of these guys have erudite, so they can make good leaders. They all have robust, but we have gotten rid of enduring, even better than enduring, venerable on most of them. That's because we're getting closer to the mid game. We should start to get repeatable text to keep our leaders alive, kicking in soon, hopefully. But these guys are better. All of them are very slightly better, at least, than the version they replace. And so we're going to immediately start switching over our vats to grow these, and then we'll start breeding them. These are the new us, essentially. So rights-wise, all of these boys get full citizenship. Good. And yes, they do have migration controls enabled. Everyone in the Empire should have migration controls enabled, I believe. I may go and... yeah, okay. I have actually forgotten some on that. So I will now just go and do a check and make sure everyone has migration controls on. Okay, there we go. Turns out basically no one had migration controls enabled, but now everybody does. Good. So yeah, we're basically just going to breed these to replace... Not to replace, but to supplement, and we're no longer going to increase numbers of the original ones, which is good because this will make it easier to manage who's where as well, which is good. And yeah, these guys are all slightly better, usually by like 5 to 10% in terms of their respective resource output. You'll note that these guys do have Gaia world preference, which is a bit annoying, but that's okay because we should trend towards 100% habitability on all our worlds pretty soon anyway. And they have robust, which gives them 30% anyway. So, you know, usually they don't have a problem. I've also set up a colonist one who has the splice adaptability, meaning that they're going to be able to go in more places, and we're going to use these to start setting up those colonies that I've been talking about for a long time. Okay, nice. Back to actually playing the game. God, that took like half an hour or something. Well, I was waiting for the war between the Clan entity and the Pyrrhic T to end before I subjugated them. It did end, but they don't exist anymore. The Fanatic Purifiers won the day. They're the only people in the galaxy that are still equivalent threat to us. So I'm just kind of miniaturizing my border with them up here and slowly building out my hyper gate network over here so we can get to and fro real quick. But they're a threat. They're a threat. And they're a threat that I'm going to deliberately not kill because my logic... My roleplay logic for leaving them alive is, of course, our people, all our subjects and things, they need to feel threatened. They need to feel that there is an active threat for them to choose to remain my subjects. So we're choosing to keep these fanatical purifiers alive as a kind of false flag threat, basically, to keep these guys in line. Really, it's so that they, scale a bit more, but that's okay. Very annoyingly, I really want this system, and I'm really hopeful these guys don't get it, but we're not getting any freaking influence right now because what I'm doing at the moment is going hard on trying to crank super tensile materials. We're not building them ourselves yet, and I will start doing that, but our alloy production is just not big enough to sustain it. So what instead I'm doing is I'm modifying all of our vassals contracts while keeping them loyal to make them have to give me a bunch of super tensile materials, which is why I'm now able to build pretty rapidly these hyper relay networks. You look at that, ticking up pretty darn fast. So as soon as we've done that across our whole empire, we'll be able to move around super quick, and you can build them in your vassals as well. And then we're going to switch to doing some orbital rings, which seem fun, putting things around our planets to give them bonuses. The research world is continuing to grow, up to 27 pops now. 1,000 research on this one planet, pretty nice. Yeah, got the research institute down there, and on the capital world, 1,500 research. Pretty nice. Ooh, yeah, right, I should do this. Another envoy. Meanwhile, the presidency of the Stellar Defense League remains very much in our grasp. Oh, I completely forgot to look at the laws after we did this. We need to get up to challenge urgently. Otherwise, it's going to just randomly give it to one of my subjects. In 12 years, roughly. So that's... Oh, it tells you term ends. Okay, in 11 years. Very good to know. Very good to know. We need to make sure we keep track of that, so that we don't mess up and lose control of the Federation. That would be very bad. This is some truly incredible timing. So I've been frantically saving up influence to try and get this system first. It's been like a couple of years, and the moment I get enough influence, these geezers enter trying to colonize it. That's so lucky. There's 2 free super tensile. Sorry, the microphone is so far away from my face. Sorry about that. We've been waiting years and we finally got it. There's 2 free super tensile and there's this 25 size relic world. I'm very glad we didn't miss out on that. The game is starting to chug somewhat. But it's alright. It's alright. What else has happened recently? We are beefing up our military quite a lot. I demolished some stations, some base stations, so I could build them in other places, and now I'm momentarily left with not nearly enough naval capacity, but that's alright. Our economy can weather the storm. I've been converting loads of my food and energy-based pops into Unity and research ones. Trying frantically to do this. The level of... I have thought of a problem. You know, my theory was we set the logistical growth rate. Alright, quiet advisor. We set... You set the logistical growth rate really... really high. That means it takes a long time to grow pops, and you you get less lag. The problem is, now that I think about it a bit, your pops growing slower is kind of just like lag. It just means it takes longer to do things. So I think I made a mistake with that, but that's all right. I also think the new system around leaders and stuff that's added by this, it's really fun. But I'm not sure it adds a whole lot, and I'm sure the AI is failing to use it, so I probably won't use this in my next campaign, if I had to guess. But it is fun. And yeah, I mean, our dominance continues completely unabated. We have 8,000 diplomatic weight, and like all of our subjects are the first ones after us to like here, which is kind of insane. These guys are one of the few that's kind of actually getting up there. Along with these guys, but they need to be unifying up a lot faster if they're going to present a serious threat, because we are comically ahead on score. 31,000. The first person in here that's not my subject is these guys at 6,000. So I am I've got to that point of the game where I'm thinking like, okay, we did a bit too well here. I think I set the difficulty settings poorly. We should have made it so that the difficulty scaling was until like the start of the mid-game or something like that. And I'm thinking about settings I might use in my next campaign, which is always a bad sign for how much longer I'm going to keep doing this, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I feel like this is the end of the Holy Union. It's too easy. It's way too easy. We have completely dominated. We currently have the majority vote on the council. This is literally me and my vassals plus this one 400 guy, and we can carry the vote even if everybody else votes against us. Well, okay, that's not quite strictly true, but I could call in favors and then it would be true, or I could assign a bunch of envoys. I mean, yeah, let me do that for a second. I mean, look at this. I have 15,000 diplomatic weight when I have all my envoys assigned. So yeah, we could just form the Galactic Council. We could reduce the number of people on it to 1, make it just us. We could do whatever we wanted. So this game is too easy. So I'm going to end it here, I think. It's disappointing. I still haven't built a single gigastructure in 2 campaigns, which I know is my fault. I'm not blaming the mod or anything. So I'm going to build a new mod list. I'm going to remove some of the mods that made things a bit easy this time, even if they were fun. And I have an idea for the new setup, the new galaxy creation settings that I'm going to use. So let me do a final save here, and then I'll show you those as a teaser for the next video. Okay, so here's what we're going to go with. This is not, the graphics and name are not final, but I just want to give you guys a peek into the next one because I don't want to be too disappointed about the fact that we're ending that campaign, which we are definitely doing. But we're going to be a dictatorial, theocratic dictatorship, authoritarian, militarist, spiritualist. We are going to be a slaver empire. We have efficient bureaucracy and exalted priesthood. It's all about unity. We have latent psionic, rapid breeders, intelligent, decadent, repugnant, and traditional. We have Teachers of the Shroud. That's why we have latent psionic to begin with. Basically, we're going to be able to get the Shroud Ascension perk very, very, very quickly. traits-wise, and I'm not certain about these, but I think we're going to go with rapid breeders, intelligent, decadent, repugnant, and traditional. And the thing that's going to make this game rather different is that we're going to go on 0.25 habitable worlds with then just the standard logistical growth and growth required scaling settings. I've also gone down to Commodore difficulty, so 2 levels lower, but scaling difficulty off, meaning the early game is going to be way, way harder. Otherwise, the settings are pretty much the same. I think this will be a good campaign. I think it'll be fun. The game will run better because the habitable worlds change. There'll just be 4 times less worlds for there to be pops on, essentially. Which will be fun, and we're going to live starting on a dry super habitable world. Last time we did wet, now we'll do dry. Seems fun to me. I'm also going to change the mods to slightly lower the number of building slots that we have, because I think that'll be good. That's about it. I think this will be good. I think it'll run better, and I think it'll be much more challenging having the difficulty settings more front-loaded. So that's the plan. And I will see you to act it out in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.